Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
And what's up? What's going on, everybody? I'd like to welcome everybody back. As I said before, at least I think I said before in the last show, that for some odd reason my sleep schedule is off. So these morning shows are getting tough to do. I don't know why I've been going to bed at 3 o'clock. I think for some reason I've been working out later in the night. Later in the night. I don't know why. It's just that's the best time to do it. When the day is done, I get me a workout in. I think that got something to do with why my sleep schedule is being thrown off, but nonetheless, it is thrown off. And these morning shows getting rough. I got to get back on a normal sleep schedule. But what's up, everybody? I'd like to welcome y'all once again. Hit the like button on the way in. Appreciate everybody for making it in bright and early. I see some people already coming through, contributing to the show. I appreciate that. Showing love. Hopefully I'm showing you all the love right back. My man Jedi Mac, shout out to the early bird squad, those that make it in bright and early, dropping comments before the show even start. Jedi Mac came through first. Peace. He says peace and peace to you, my brother. Peace to you. Justin March came through with a super sticker. What's up to you? Salute. I appreciate that. D-Rock Den in the building. Guinnessville in the building. Hey, yo, what's going on? He says, peace, Bernard. My man Kenny Conjo says, Wednesday morning greetings, Bernard Riley and everyone. Peace. Did an interview yesterday with Fourth Quarter Talk. Kenny Conjo is 1/4 of the team over there. If you watched the show yesterday, you know is Brandon L. Big Duke, Third Ward Colombian, and Kenny Conjo. Even though Big Duke 24 was and Kenny Conjo wasn't able to make it, talked to Third Ward and Brandon L. Had a great conversation with them about this channel and where they're going with it and what they're going to be doing with it. And I think some halfway co-host, I think Topaz. A lot of y'all know who she is. She's been in this space, for a while. She got a channel. She dropped some. I haven't been there in a while, but she dropped some content here and there. So I think y'all know who Topaz is. She's been making arounds. She's actually been on this show before, a while back before it was as popping as it is right now. She's been on the show, so they doing good work over there. They just getting it off the ground. They just now getting the wheels turning. It's still a work in progress, as they say, but it's definitely something that you can see the vision, you can see the future of it. So shout out to them and salute to them. Go check them out. I dropped all the links in the last stream, so the link should be pretty easy to find. And Kenny Conjo, you can always drop that again when you want to. Entanglement TV, aka Titan TV. Well, y'all on that entanglement. That's some funny shit. That is some funny shit. Excalibur in the building. Don Calypso in the building. He says the like button is to your left. You know what to do with it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Michael Ross. NJ Prophet says Fox Soul with a question mark. You will find out. You will know. Come on, at this point, I don't know how you look at Manosphere content and don't know who Fox Soul is. They've dropped a few doozies. They've given us a few gifts. They got the 4 Washed Up Divas show with Vivica Fox, Lisa Ray, Claudia Jordan being the host, and we're gonna talk about her today. We're gonna get into some shit with her. She's at the core of some hypocrisy going on there. And Selena Johnson, whose music I actually liked. So they got the show with all 4 of them on there. And they come on and they say some shit and they talk some shit about men, and the men of the Black Manosphere respond to it. And we, in many ways, have made them change the shot. They don't say some of the stupid shit they used to say. It's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on where the Black Manosphere can take a bow and take credit for it. When that damn what was her name? I can't even Meg Thee Stallion. I forgot who she. When she tried to say some vague, ambiguous shit about black women not being protected, if you look at the comment section, the comment section hopped on her ass. That used to didn't happen. Before anything could happen, go wrong with a black woman, she could throw out some vague, ambiguous victim narrative or how black women not protected. She said something like black women are so unprotected and we hold so much inside and care and only think about others to our detriment and this or that or blah blah blah. She's doing all of that, saying all of that shit. And before it would have been like, yes, sister, yes, queen, we with you, blah blah blah. Them niggas hopped on her ass in the comment section. They hopped on her. They wasn't going. They wasn't buying what she was selling. Black Manosphere got a lot to do with that. Because even though everybody don't stick around and consistently watch videos and consistently comment in the chat, people do be seeing this shit. People do stumble into Angry Man. They stumble into some O'Shea videos. Obsidian is doing his thing, on Facebook and Mixer. He's all over the place with this thing. But all these videos, they stumble into some Black Ram videos. They stumble into some content, They might stumble into some Ramil, they stumble into this shit and they gradually get inceptioned with it. And even on my Facebook page, when shit happens, I used to notice. I've noticed a swift change over the last couple years where men are responding differently to things. Men are calling out the bullshit, and everybody is starting to notice. And Black Manosphere is ground zero for that. But like I said, hey yo, shout out to the early birds, Melody in the building, Nick Penn, Killmatic. Michael Ross came through with a super chat. Appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. Love those of you that just come through bright and early. Don't even know what the hell I'm talking about, but put something in the tip jar. That's where it's at. That is where it's at. Perfect Storm in the building with a super chat says, good morning. Man, you be talking shit in the comments after the show, man. You got to stop going for blood in the post-show comment section, Perfect Storm. And I had to take down a couple of your comments. You just swinging a battle axe at people. But it's all good though. It's all good. You can keep the comments coming. I'm just gonna monitor them. You be going ham. Coach Ali, what's going on? What's going on? Coach Ali in the building. Y'all seen him on the Call of Game. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. I'm gonna have to drop his link as well. Because I don't think you can just click on somebody's name and go to their channel no more. I think the link got to be dropped. Big discussions in the building. He says, thanks for the content. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're all welcome. I think did I have some more people come through on the super chats? Yeah, I knew it. I knew I saw somebody down there. Zachy, he said Meg was asking for protection but dating a thug. Yeah. A thug that shot her. Nobody is that. That's like I said last show. That's the hardest thing to protect a woman from if you're in the business of protecting random women in random situations. If you're in the business of doing that, that's the hardest thing to protect them from. The guy whose dick they sucking. No random passerby was there in the bedroom when he went upside your head. So why are you crying about you being unprotected? You with a man who you need to leave. It's not about the person you're with is the one ought to protect you. I mean, if you're with somebody who beating your ass, I mean, what is the collective? And more specifically, she shout out to Male Enlightenment TV. I watched a part of one of his videos. I think when the police came, Hell, she was lying to the police. She was saying she cut her foot on some glass. So when protection was there, she lied to protect the guy who shot her. So, I mean, but I'm so unprotected. This shit is stupid. But I'm glad dudes are waking up and calling the shit out. Melody in the building with a super chat or super sticker, I should say. I never know the difference. Well, I do know. They put a little cartoon dancing monkey on the side of the screen, but I can't see that on StreamYards. That's why I didn't know the difference between super sticker and super chat. But thank you, Melody Love, for coming through. Everybody's still coming through. He says, for big game, Orenthal James says, for the thumbnail. Oh, yeah. I'm about to get into that. Thumbnail. And what's that about? I just saw David Monroe, not to be mistaken with David Johnson, because I always mix y'all up when y'all on the panel together. I mean, when I David Johnson on the panel, I call him David Monroe. But David Monroe in the building says, if you can't handle a little bullet in your foot, you're not really as strong like woman. Oh, shit. Leave it up to David Monroe to come through with some shit like that. Oh, man. He says she ain't really a strong black woman. She's supposed to take it like a champ, huh? Walk it off. Oh, man. Sun is hot. Rod said, black men have now got a voice due to social media. Yes, sir. The prophet of thought says, can't protect these hoes from their bad decisions. That was my impression of a prophet of thought. These old mamas. Shout out to the prophet of thought. Shout out. I understand that you got demonetized. I want to talk to you about that. I think you can't super chat on your show. I remember you said that a while back, and I meant to ask you about that, and so I want to know why and what happened, so I can make sure I don't do whatever the hell you did, because that's some bull. I gotta been meaning I gotta put a little cash app in your pocket. Gotta send something your way. Gotta support the brothers that YouTube coming after. So I've been slacking on that. I got you coming. Got some little coins coming, prophet of thought. Because I haven't really been through there on the debates in a couple weeks. I haven't been checking them out, so I got to make sure I swing by your place tonight or whenever you're going on. I got to make sure I got the bell bang, so I will be swinging by. Shout out to the prophet of thought. And Coach Ali, I can't get into the show, y'all. Showing so much love. I appreciate it. Coach Ali's Corner said, would love to hop on the show in the near future. Right now, I'm tied up getting the house ready for another baby. Oh, and congratulations to that. Families are a good thing. Black families matter. Black families absolutely matter. I know it's a lot of MGTOWs, single till I die type of brothers that hang out in these spaces, but those brothers who got a family, salute and shout out to y'all. Definitely. Families do matter. All right. We about to get into this thing. D-Rock Dan, thanks for the super sticker. Appreciate that. We about to get into this thing because I saw this last week. Me and Obsidian was going to cover it, but we didn't get to it. So I'm going to cover this thing right now. Whenever the hell I find it. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. And still having fun. Oop, yeah, caught me singing. Yeah, caught me singing. I slip up and burst into song every now and then. Not trying to get caught on air singing too much. You got to be good at singing and just be randomly singing on the air with 157 people watching. I'm just aight at it. All right. Think we got it. Think we got it. Now, y'all should be seeing that. Okay, good. Y'all can see that image. Now, $1,000,000 question is, why does that image matter? It shouldn't matter. It's just a white guy sitting next to a black woman. They married. His interracial dating is, oh shit, yeah, absolutely. Prophet thought, absolutely, absolutely. I'm down. And I don't know if I adequately responded to Coach Ali properly, but yes, I'm definitely down for getting you on this show. The space needs a lot of what you have to offer. So definitely, I think I just started talking about family and didn't concur that, yeah, that I definitely want to get you on here. Definitely want to get you on here. But like I'm said, but definitely, we definitely doing something Prophet of Thought. Definitely. I wouldn't mind getting on some of them debate season. And I got a little debate chops in me, but you know, that's another story. But anyway, this image here, why does it matter? Okay. Just at face value, just looking at a white couple. She got a ring. Well, not a white couple, an interracial couple with a white man, black woman. She got a ring on her finger. They're married. And normally, that wouldn't matter at all, because there's nothing wrong with people dating interracially. Nothing wrong with it at all. We live in America. It's a melting pot. It's all different races and cultures and this or that or blah, blah, blah. It's only just natural that some people of different skin tones are going to meet each other, like each other, have sex with each other, and maybe possibly fall in love with each other, get married, and have some babies. It's natural. It's going to happen. That is not a big deal. Nobody should be tripping about that. However, and D-Rock Den, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. I mean, not for the super chat, for the Cash App. D-Rock Dan said the Cash App. Said he couldn't send the super chat. The super chat be tripping. I can't even super chat like 85 to 90% of content creators. So yeah, I can only send Cash Apps now. So yeah, that's the thing. But like I said, normally your shit would not matter. It wouldn't be a big deal. But it matters because of the network that this conversation took place on. And what was this conversation about? Let's zoom in. Now it says, what is black love? Is there a difference? Out loud with Claudia Jordan. Now, when they're saying what is black love and what is the difference, so they had two couples on there, one black couple that you can see here. And in this discussion here, and I'm not going to play the discussion just for the simple fact that last time I played anything from something from them, they took it down. And that's fine. That's cool. Whatever. My video got taken down. So not going to play it, but the imagery is enough. Pictures say 1,000 words. That on this show where they're having a discussion about black love, black relationships, you see what they did here. They smuggled in a white dude. Okay, they smuggled in a white dude into that discussion. $1 million question. Not even that, really, that question ain't worth $1 million. Because we know the answer to that question. It is a 0% chance that a discussion about black love, and rather there's a difference between black love and any other love, that one of the representatives on the show would be a black man with a white woman. It is a 0% chance that will happen. 0% chance that will happen. And if you're really looking at this, and have a full understanding of just the degree of hypocrisy that this is, you got to average into the equation. Hold on, that Claudia Jordan is the host of it. That's Claudia Jordan. I caught her at a bad spot right there when I screenshot the picture. Caught her at a bad. Well, not really. I mean, she was looking down, moving her hand around when she talk, which she does a lot sometimes. But she was one of the ones on the panel going ham about that 50 Cent situation. She was the host of the show. I think they call it Cocktails with Queens. Queens and Cocktails, I think they call it. You know, Obsidian named it the Four Washed Up Divas, and that's what I've been calling it. So when they did the Four Washed Up Divas and they were talking about 50 Cent, Claudia Jordan was one of the ones that was going off, that was making a big deal. Hey, a lot of people are asking, is she biracial? But yeah, she's de facto calling herself. You know, Tommy Sotomayor is the one who talks about this the best and the most. How biracial women, well, biracial people in general, that's something that Black community haven't addressed. I really haven't been that guy that really cares about it. But the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of supposedly Black people like the Jesse. What's the guy's name who we didn't know he was Black until he told us he was Black at the BET Awards when he gave a pro-Black, blackity black, we black y'all speech? What's the guy? I think his first name is Jesse. I don't know his last name. I know who I'm talking about. Say his last name in the chat. Who's that guy? I want to say Jesse. I think it starts with a P. Jesse Williams. Okay, I don't know where I got a P from. Jesse Williams. Okay. We didn't know he was Black until he told us. We didn't know he was Black until he told us he was Black. And it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them that just come out the woodwork talking about, talking very pro-Black. And I never thought too much of that. I never really cared. I've always said, hey, if you look Black, you're Black, whatever. If you had a Black parent and you was raised around Black people and you culturally identify with that, part of you that is Black, okay, yeah, you're under the tent. You're welcome to the cookout, whatever. Dane Christopher, yeah, I know that's true, but I ain't even messing with them. I have seen people get away with just playing the audio and not the video, and have gotten away with that, and that's all good. I don't really, for what I'm doing right here, I don't really have to do that because what was said was really nothing. The show was a whole lot of nothing. I'm just speaking to just the optics of it. That on the same panel with Vivica Fox that used to date 50 Cent, Lisa Ray, Selena Johnson, and Claudia Jordan, who was all except for Lisa Ray, they were all going ham about this whole 50 Cent thing, saying that he likes to date exoticals who could very well be Black, by the way, or Blackish, or about as Black as Claudia Jordan, who's claiming to be Black. They went off about that. And on the same show where they're doing a show where Black love is in the title, where they're talking about Black relationships, and they go and get an interracial couple with a white dude and a Black woman to be one of the representatives of a Black couple or a Black family. Utter hypocrisy, when we know good and well they will never do that, will never think about doing that, will never come close to doing that. The other way around. Now, if you are what you are, like, for example, a full-blown swirling channel, that's okay. It's okay. That's what they do over there. If you're an SYSBM channel, a Mad Bus Driver channel, that's okay. That's what they do over there. They're card-carrying interracial daters. That's okay. But when you're Fox Soul and you're for Black people and you're for Black couples and you supposedly care about black families and this and that, and you rail against black men who date interracially, but then you do this, then there's a problem. You know, if their position was someone similar to mine, where, you know, yeah, they like to see black families, but they're also not against interracial families, because a family is a family and a family is a good thing. And if kids are being raised and the father is there, I call that a win. And I don't care what the race is. I call it a win. If they have a view or mindset like mine when it comes to this, then they can get away with that. They could absolutely get away with that. But no, they draw a hard line in the sand. And once you draw that hard line in the sand, you can't come back around the other way. And that's what they did right there. And that's utter hypocrisy. But what that got me to thinking is about to show you something on the gram. Give me a second. I got to pull up the gram. Hmm. Give me a second. I hate dead air. I got to get some creative, play some music while I'm typing out stuff that I should have already had ready to go for you. No, Mr. Negative to Negative Man. I'm not going to even play it, so they can't strike me for an image. I didn't get a strike; just a video got struck down. So there's no strike against my channel. They just take the video down, and that's fair. I don't really care about that. I just put it up somewhere else or put it on Patreon or whatever. That part is not a big deal when they just take a video down. But if they put a copyright strike on your account, and I think it's 3 strikes and you're out, then you got something to worry about. Then you got a problem. But I don't even know if that 3 strike and you're out rule is still in effect. I think they can just take you down at any moment for any reason. What are we doing here? All right. Now, somebody has argued that black women view themselves as a separate demographic than black men. I've heard black men say that, and interesting. Interesting nonetheless. But I want to compare and contrast 2 things. Okay. This is Black Girl Magic, the Instagram page. And, scrolling down, what do you see? Obviously, all black women. This is a black woman's page. It was made for black women, by black women. The only thing you see on it is black women's success being highlighted. Good things. They're just showing black women being black women. Notice there's no black men anywhere to be found. There are no black children anywhere to be found on the Black Girl Magic Instagram page. Okay. The only Instagram page, one of the only Instagram page, one that I've been following for like a year, that's similar, is there's an Instagram page called The Black Man Can. The Black Man Can. Now, this Instagram page called The Black Man Can, which is very similar to in concept to the Black Girl, Magic or Black Girls Rock. Very similar in concept. It is The Black Man Can, an award-winning nonprofit, we create and amplify stories that showcase what Black men and boys can do. All right. That's what this site is about. And that essentially what Black Girl Magic is. This site is ran and created by a Black man. But when you scroll down here, the first image you see, the Black family. Almost every image, there's a Black woman in the image. And so that speaks to the argument there's a Black proposal taking place. It speaks to the concept that Black men don't view themselves as a separate demographic. You know, when I hear people say stuff, I'm like, I don't buy that when they say Black women view themselves as a separate demographic. But when you just look at the optics of what we saw with the Black Girl Magic page, there was nothing like this, you know, no representation of Black family. But in the Black Man Can, you see images like this showing that, you know, a picture of success for a Black man is to end up here. The picture of success for a Black woman was to just be there with her, you saw the pictures of her with her degree or her in front of her business or her in front of that, you know. And this is one of the only Instagram pages that are truly the equivalent. And we're seeing stuff like this. We're seeing Black men, you know, in a willful attachment. Hey, here's one with some Black men, and there's only Black men in the picture. All right, I found one. But no, I mean, there's others. But for the most part, we're seeing a lot of wedding pictures, proposals. Look at us. We just bought a house together. And the Black Girl Magic page, it would be a woman standing right there by herself in front of that house. You see the difference, the contrast that I'm talking about here. That's the difference. We look at Black men look at their success as tied to Black woman. If we win, if she wins, we win, we all win. That's the view of it. But on the Black Girl Magic page, they were just off to the side on their, God damn it, I'm fucking up. I got the picture, that information in front of the images that I'm trying to show. Hopefully y'all have been able to see everything. I apologize. Hopefully y'all have been able to see everything. Let me go back there. But hopefully the point that I'm trying to make, the difference in the contrast is visual. You know, they don't deal with this kind of stuff that much on here, but you know, the image right there says today is a good day to arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. But the image that's put out is success for a Black man is typically, you know, if he's with his children, that's a strong Black man. If he has his family, he has his woman, that's a strong Black man. And a Black Girl Magic, family was nowhere on it. It was more stuff like this. This is what Black Girl Magic was, you know, meet this tech entrepreneur teaching people how to build their own mobile apps. Now there's more men, Black men, don't make me for sure, there's more Black men doing things like this than Black women doing things like this, but Black Girl Magic only wants to highlight Black women doing things like this and not highlight Black women being wives, being good mothers, being in families. Now I'm coming back reading comments. Yeah, tripping. Oh shit. Yeah. Don't you see happy black couples, happy black babies, happy black families? That's what you see here. You know, more we just bought a house pictures. Now, because I had the comment by Melody up, it was probably blocking Black Girl Magic. I'll just skim it again. I can get another quick compare and contrast. See what's going on here? Got her education. She just got her CNN degree. I mean, her registered nurse degree. All right, just got her education. Just said she got You know, CNN's their job is to pretty much wipe ass. I mean, CNAs. I mean, their job is to wipe old people ass. They could take your blood pressure and they could holler for help if it's too high, but other than that, they really don't do shit. I don't think. Okay, I'm wrong. They help people in and out of bed. It's a service that needs to be done, but I had a cousin who was the CNA, and I was like, "So what do you do?" She just flat out wipe asses. That that's what they do. Because they never mind. All right. Shout out to people earning a living doing jobs that most people don't want to do. Because I've done some dirty jobs that most people didn't want to do. So shout out to the people doing those jobs. Old people do need to be cared for. So there's that. But yeah, you can get the image. You can get the image here. The first three images is about got the education, got the degree. Now I'm strong, independent, don't need no man. I'm running a risk watching this, clicking on this. I don't know what this video is about to be of. Okay, I have no idea what that's about. I don't care. But just contrast with the images. Ah, there's the baby. There's the baby. That's how I talk to babies and puppies. But anyway, there's a baby. So that's basically saying, oh, yep, she got her degree, got her little, all of that there, and a cheerleader, and it got a degree, and got her baby, and still did it all because she's strong, independent, and she don't need no man, and blah blah blah, and this or that. Mm-hmm. But it's clearly a vibe of separate from you, nothing to do with you. Oh my goodness. And they even doing the back shots on here. They even doing the turned around, show your ass to the camera shots. They even doing that on the Black Girl Magic scene. But yeah, but you can see the contrast. You can see the contrast. You can definitely see the difference from the Black Man Can Instagram page versus the Black Girl Magic Instagram page. It was pretty obvious. Oh shit, I didn't even know how to do that, how to make it that full screen. I learned something new today. Learned something new today. And I'm about to do one more thing, and I should have some music playing while I'm typing something in. All right. All right. Had to do that there. Had to take care of that. Now that's taken care of. Yeah. Now, I said what I had to say on this one, did what I did, said what I said. Hopefully I didn't miss any super chats while I was on the gram. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Because I do appreciate everybody who come through with the super chat. Brian Tober says, do they have single mother who graduated from Harvard Law School? No, but they do have a single mother on there who got her education and was holding up her baby in her cheerleading uniform. And with that said, the link is in the chat. I wanted to, like I said, point out that Soul Phuckery, and I noticed that fuckery on the gram. So I was like, I'll just splice those two together. Talk about that, and hopefully that starts a good conversation. Yeah, I could come through with Brian Tobert in the building with the super chat. I appreciate that. I didn't think to even look at Black Girls Rock. Black girls rock and do magic tricks. That's amazing. And Black Girls Rock, more the same. More of the same. More of the same. Black women, separate entity from black men. Yeah. Okay, I gotta do a little share as I wait for people to come in. I gotta do a little share on this one. Yeah, come on in and get a piece of this conversation. I found 5 dials. What you talking about? Oh man, Silent Lamont in the queue. About to bring you up in a second. Let me click on this this Black Girls Rock so we can see that it's more, the layout is different. They do a different layout. But look at their statement, how it says a global empowerment movement dedicated to inspiring, emboldening and celebrating women and girls of color. The same type of layout and mission statement as the Black Man Can Instagram page, which to his credit is every bit as big as Black Girls Rock and Black Girls Magic. So that's a good thing. And those are positive images of black men. So that's a good thing. So I support the Black Man Can Instagram page. I follow it. I think it's just doing a good thing because there's nothing wrong with black families. Nothing wrong with that. Shit can go awry. I know that personally. I know that firsthand. But black men leading their families, assuming that they lead, but black men leading their families is a good thing. And that's what the Black Man Can highlighted. It highlighted black male success and getting the education, getting a degree, starting a business. I learned about a lot of black business, learned about a fully black owned construction company that's worth, well over $1 million. I learned about that from the Black Man Can. But anyway, this is Black Girls Rock. They are on this page, they rock. They don't do magic tricks on this one. On this one, they rock. And it's more of the same thing where it's, all women, no children, no depiction of family or marriage or no depiction of them being wives or mothers or this or that. But on the Black Man Can, as we saw, it was awful. Most of the depiction was a black man being, husbands, getting married, proposing, or being family men. And also was good depictions of black men being successful and doing successful things. But the black man tied it all together as one thing that they wanted to do. You could see some sprinkling of men in this one. Now, I'm curious what they got to say about this one. American Uprising. A portion of the proceeds from this. Okay, they're not really saying. And I was curious to see what they had to say about that Rolling Stones. I'll investigate that. I want to do an investigation on the air because then that would take me doing a lot of reading and it'd be a lot of dead air silence. But anyway, and again, I had another comment blocking the imagery. My bad on that again. Tank Johnson, thank you for that super chat once again. Yeah, Ty City. He says, wait, no families being promoted on the women's side. No, absolutely not. I might do a whole nother show on that. But anyway, without further ado, my man Silent Lamont is in the building. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Another day at the office. What you got? I saw in the comment section you said something about the last stream on cooperation. You think you wanted to get in on that one?
I did, man. I did, brother. And I'm just gonna let you know up front, I'm gonna be jerking myself off a little bit here. So I always call people out on it. So I'm just letting you know I'm gonna do some self-flagellation here. So
keep it clean.
Oh no, man. We in good spirits, brother.
All right.
So I've seen that the moral of the story is I'm going to do my Dave Chappelle and tell the punchline first. I've seen that you've come to the conclusion about nigga dancing, brother. So you got into a conversation. It was you, Edward Anderson, and I don't know who the other brother was talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you had an exasperated tone and you said, I think I finally come to the conclusion that I figured it out. They just want to do what they want to do when they want to do it. And then the other gentleman chimed in and said, yes, that's right. All these arguments are all shadow games. Do you remember that conversation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was David Johnson. Yep.
That was David Johnson.
I
what
believe
has
so.
Silent been saying since you met me? What do you think I was describing as nigga dancing? What do you think I was describing with my comments about if you build a rocket ship to the moon, they're going to ask if you invented time travel? What do you think all of those analogies were?
No, I knew exactly what you meant. I knew exactly where you was going. I've been saying something similar to you, just not quite in the words that you've been saying it, but I've been borrowing your words on the spaceship with time travel stuff. Yeah, I've been borrowing your arguments and nigga dancing, even though a lot of that show when people didn't quite understand what it was, or I know you said you thought they were just, bullshit. They really understood.
They knew that.
But I knew what it was. I just wanted you to explain this shit again. Because the first time I ever heard you say it was on my show. So I understood exactly what you meant. I wanted you to explain it again so it could be no mistake and everybody understood exactly what you was talking about. But that's
sure.
But what you meant with nigga dancing is, I understood that completely. I said, I've been said that no matter what a guy is doing, they're going to come up with something else that's not being done, even if they got to say the overall collective of black men have not built Wakanda yet. That it don't matter that you as an individual black man that's with an individual black woman is doing what you supposed to do. No. They're going to try to justify her bad behavior by saying something that the collective hasn't done to just try to put you in a perpetual state of being gaslit to think that it's something else that you're supposed to do when really you're doing probably more than what the average man does.
Right. I mean, you're a millennial or your Gen Zs or your new age guy today far outpaces his grandfathers, right? You're faster, you go to work, you're looking at 5 screens, you're processing paperwork and talking on the phone, you're doing 19, multitasking, you have far more on your plate than your ancestors did. You have to work, you have to produce more with less. You're in a far more competitive environment than any other human who have ever existed before you. I mean, your man today, is jumping through the more hoops than, you know what I mean? So you can never do enough. But the thing is, once you understand that, now you can understand how to move around in the world. See, I love women, man. Right. Men and women are different. And I respect women and what they are. I love to ride motorcycles, okay? I love that power. But there's this fine balance between understanding that power and being able to control it. You understand? Because you understand in a moment's notice at the wrong move, you're dead at 160 miles an hour. Do you understand? So now that I understand what I'm working with, it's a deadly instrument, just like that military rifle I love. But it's the soldier behind that rifle. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't be upset at the object, man. Once you understand how it works, now you understand how to navigate it. That's what I've been trying to get brothers to. That's it.
Right on.
Welcome to the club, brother.
News says I'm going to build a planet. Oh,
and here's my jerk off section now. I didn't get to do my little.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Right? So remember I said and I said this shit because I was pissed at the time, because usually I'm debated against multiple people. And I said, I'm gonna say all this awesome shit. A month or two ago by, niggas gonna forget what the fuck Silence said. And then the niggas just gonna say some shit I said. I'm gonna pop right the fuck up and remind you. Hey, remember I said that shit? Because I always gotta say, listen, I've been saying this shit for 2, 3, 4. There it is. Boom. I had this shit figured out from day one. Just listen to me.
Yeah. I always make sure I shout you out when I make the time travel spaceship with time travel point. I always make sure, at least I try every time. Sometimes if the conversation flowing, I might forget to shout you out. For the most part, I shout you out on that one, shout you out on nigga dancing and whatnot. I try to shout you out. You have dropped some comments and said some things that that have come to fruition. When you're right, you're right. So yeah.
And another thing,
I definitely give you that.
I was half wrong on my prediction about the celebrity relationship. Remember, I've been saying that I thought it would be Sierra and Russell Wilson. There was going to be a celebrity situation. This is going to be the end of black relationships. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
But I said I thought it would be Sierra. I thought it would be the situation with Sierra and Russell Wilson. But God damn it happened. But it was Will and Jada. But I knew it was coming. God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was coming, and I knew it was coming this fucking year. And that situation showed brothers that it don't matter what you do. It's still your fault. People calling Will Smith, this nigga beta. He's Will fucking Smith. Nigga, he fought aliens in Independence Day, okay? He's rich, he's tall, he's successful, he's a good looking guy, he's in shape, he's a good father. God damn it, you shouldn't have to be anything else, god damn it. What else you want a human to be, okay? Hey, seriously.
Yeah.
Fuck else you want from this guy? Oh, he should have did this. Well, what the fuck are you doing? Your light bill's past due. Shut up.
Melody, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. And yeah, get those likes up. Get the likes up. We had 284 people watching. I saw 129 on the likes. I know some of y'all came in and forgot to hit the like button on your way in. So go ahead.
Brother, I'm on tour days. I'm about to go on this morning run. I'll let you talk about me behind my back, brother. I appreciate you giving me some time, brother. Salute.
Yep, absolutely. Peace. Yeah, Nick Penn, he fought aliens in Independence Day. He saved the world, goddammit. He shouldn't have to put up with that shit. Links in the chat. Anybody else want to come up? I'm perfectly fine with ending it early. But the link in the chat. Anybody else want to come on up? Oh man. Hey, Sister George, you're gonna lose your wrench doing that shit. Coming in here saying good morning. Cut that shit out. All right. I'm just playing. Oh man. Let's see. I told my wife neighbor aliens will shoot around me to fuck you up. Yes, absolutely. You asking for permission to come? You don't gotta ask permission to come up. Just come on up. Come on up. Come on up. This is open. This is open. This is open. I already said what I said, and what I said was what I said, and that's what I said when I said it. So y'all can come up and say what y'all want to say. That's how it work. That's how it work. In bare minimum, in the second hour, once the second hour start, that's when the panel opens up. But if don't nobody want to come up, I can call it. Or y'all could throw out a topic. Y'all could throw out a topic and we can talk about that. Or y'all can come up and have your say and talk about the topic that I was on. It's up to you. It's your call. It's your show going forward. But it's 58 minutes and 16 seconds, and I will happily shut this thing down at the 1 hour mark and go get me something to eat. It's messed up. See, I be working out. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. I'm halfway taking his advice when he says the a bike or a cycling bike is, is what we need. You're able to get the same cardio in, but it's easy on your joints. That's some really good advice. So I'm halfway taking this advice. I've been on an elliptical. And I like that because a lot of times when I'm running on a treadmill, my legs will start to give out before my lungs give out. And then I end up not getting the sweat, getting the cardio, burning the calories I wanted to burn. You see what I'm saying? Because my legs gave up. When my legs give up, it's like I didn't get the full, the full cardio that I needed. But that elliptical, because you're not stressing your legs, stressing your knees, stressing your joints out with it, you're able to, get the cardio and the sweat that you need. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So at some point I might try to get out there on the road, like what Kevin talked about out on, he say he be doing his cycling. I might try to get out there and get on that at some point. But right now an elliptical is doing what I needed to do. Doing the elliptical, doing some heavy lifting. Always do my upper body work, like Kanye said at the gym, all chest, no legs. Been skipping leg day for the last decade, but it is what it is. But my legs get to burn. My legs do get a burn when they on the elliptical, but it's a different type of burn. It ain't like that treadmill, burn where it's like they start hurting and you want to stop and you got to try to fight through it. You got to fight through it on the elliptical, but not quite as much. But either way it go, either way. Sun is Rod Hot is in the building. Sun is Hot Rod is in the building. So what's going on, brother? What's going on?
How are you, sir?
Whoa, well, you sounded a little muffled or something. Say something again. Mic check. Are you there?
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just start talking. What's up?
Brilliant. Oh, bloody hell. I don't know what to say now. This is my first time.
You said all bloody hell. Where are you from? Where are you from?
Hello? Yeah, I'm from the UK, sir.
Okay, yeah, that all bloody hell.
Yeah.
We don't say bloody hell around these parts.
Yeah.
He said bloody hell.
Yes, it's an English thing, yeah.
But what's
Yes,
up?
it's an English.
What you got on the topic or anything else? Go ahead. You got the mic. Fire away.
Hi. Yeah, basically what it is, I just wanted to add my 2 cents on the Will Smith and Jada thing, and basically I've been listening to other streams and stuff, and basically they're running.
Hello.
Yeah, look, can you hear me? Oh,
Yeah, you either stop
sorry about
talking or you
no, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I was just checking my mic. Yeah, basically what it is, I've been listening to other streams, and basically what I keep on hearing, it's like, people are trying to shift the blame onto Will, making out like it's somehow his fault for what his wife did. And I'm just thinking to myself, how is everyone blaming him? Making out like it's his fault. Well, he should have, been this, or he should have been, man enough, or this and that. And I'm like, come on, man. Jada is a grown ass woman.
Hey, you kind of dropped off again, man. Something going wrong with your mic. We're gonna go to Archer real quick. What up, Archer?
It's that bloody connection he got going on.
It's that
Yes,
bloody
it is.
connection
Yes,
and a bloody microphone and your bloody speech cadence, your bloody everything.
Oh, yes, my bloody phone, my bloody mic, bloody everything.
In your bloody accent. All right, I'm gonna mute you for a second. We're gonna go to Archer. Archer, you had some little background noise. Sound like you jiggling some change around or something.
Nah, that's probably my beard rubbing up against my phone. I'm on my mic. I be having that problem sometimes.
Your beard rubbing up against your phone.
No, the mic shit, the little hair. I don't got like a fucking. Y'all be having these like.
You got a
mics and
metallic
shit.
beard?
Huh? No, I got a crusty ass little fucking rough beard. So
You got a beard, like which one of them, that Transformer that had that big ass beard? That's what he got. That's what he got. Hey man,
Yeah,
you gotta try to stop that, because like it probably don't sound loud to you, but coming through is
it's fucked up, man. I'm trying to fix that shit. I'm getting me a new computer pretty soon. But what was the topic? Was about Will and Jada?
Oh no. Well, that's what he brought up. You could speak on that if you want to. I mean, that's cool. But I had a whole nother. Well,
they were just speaking on black relationships and black men dating out. Like, what was the topic? I'm trying to get a feel of what they were even talking about, because they were kind of all over the place.
Yeah. Okay. What I started out doing, I was pointing out some hypocrisy of the Fox Soul channel. With the where they do the show with Vivica Fox and Lisa Ray, Selena Johnson, Claudia Jordan. They was talking cash shit about 50 Cent when he said what he said about the Exoticals, but on that same show that was hosted by the same chick, Claudia Jordan, they was doing a show on Black Love, and they had a black couple in there. Then they had a couple with a black woman and a white man, and the same host that was going ham on 50 Cent, she didn't have no smoke for, I mean, she had all that smoke for 50 Cent, but then she was, placating to a black woman being with a white man. So I was calling out the hypocrisy on that. That was the first segment of the show and thing that we was covering and whatnot.
Oh, well, that's their dream right there. Again, with a white man, they're not going to shatter their own dream by downing that shit. Like that, in their mind, that shit increases their value. So of course they're gonna be. I mean, it's all hypocrisy if you look at the way their whole mating strategy is. But they just want to control black men at the end of the day. And I wasn't able to catch the beginning of your show to even know what they were saying, but they were black female celebrities, so it was some bullshit. I mean, I ain't got to really guess that hard to know they were talking about some bullshit, some controlling nigga shit, something they can do what the fuck ever they want, but we got to sit there and placate to all their feelings and make them feel special bullshit. Like that, no, it's not going to happen. If they really want to keep black men, they either have one option. They have to improve their product. At the end of the day, like, they can't shame us into staying with their fat asses. They have to improve their product.
Darth Slothius in the building. You're not Darth Entanglement no more.
Oh no, that ain't me. I was never Darth Entanglement, man.
I thought that was you. I thought you changed your name.
Nah. I'm with the entanglement wave. Next time I cheat on a bitch, I'm gonna definitely bring that up. But yeah. No, what I want to do, I want to take this all the way left, based off of what you were saying about like the Black Girls Rock thing.
Oh yeah. That was the second subject. Yeah.
You see how they're like trying to basically link up the LGBT with like black women really hard. But tell me one thing about LGBT that's true.
What do you mean?
All right. Think about this in like a
tell me one thing that's true
about all of them. Yeah. But think about it like this. Okay, you control the world. They already said, or you control America. You already said America's overpopulated. LGBT don't reproduce, so they're trying to link black women up with the LGBT. And you think about it, there was an article like a couple years ago that said within 50 years, like the average looking person in America is going to be mixed. So I think, they trying to link the black women, the Black Girls Rock, no black men. It's just all black women, strong and powerful. And they trying to link them up with LGBT. I think basically there's an agenda being pushed basically to try to like get rid of like the black family and stuff like that, which is going to go through. Like it's going to be niggas going to die off and black men going to probably date out. It's going to happen soon. I see it now with the young people. I think it's all like an agenda, man. What's your thoughts on that, Bernard?
I don't know if it's an agenda to do it. I think what this country do in the name of liberalism, they promote a lot of multiculturalism, a lot of diversity, and embedded in that is a lot of race mixing. But I don't think it's a diabolical plot to get rid of the black family, because a lot of race mixing, letting so many Mexicans come in here, white people essentially getting rid of themselves by doing that too. Yeah. They're going to gradually get to the point where it's just going to be where they're going to be a minority. When you talk about that time when half the people in the country going to be, mixed race or whatever. Yeah, that's essentially what it's going to come down to. Like basically they're going to be getting rid of themselves. So I think it's more so liberalism run amok than what it is the diabolical plot to get rid of the black family.
Do you really need a diabolical plot to get rid of the black family? I mean, at this point, do you really need to think that hard or try that hard to accomplish that? I mean, we're so like, we're just so fragile right now as a group that you don't need some type of super duper overthought of scheme like pinky to the mouth $1 million bullshit. Like you don't need nothing like that. You don't need all that just to get rid of the black family. You can just let shit run its course, and it's pretty much going to be out the way pretty soon.
Yeah, I don't think it's diabolical. It's just there's like a negative birth rate for white people. So I mean, it's kind of a way of keeping things going. But yeah,
the sun is hot, right? No problem about that. Come back if you get your connection together. You can get your bloody connection together. You can come back anytime, man. But let's see. Legendary Top Cats. What's up? What's going on?
Peace. Turn up one time.
What's that? Say that.
Yo, what up, man?
What's up?
Oh, what's up? What's happening?
I really came up with nobody on the panel when I started trying to come up or whatever. I say you before you got out of here. But what's the topic though? Y'all just freestyling, because I heard the homie touch on the wheel topic, and then I heard him touch on the black family being broken up.
We could freestyle it. Pick it up wherever you wanted to. Pick it up wherever you wanted to.
All right, let me get. I'm new over here to the channel. I ain't new to the spaces. A few people out there I see that I recognize in the chat. You know what I'm saying? But what's y'all thoughts on the whole Will and Jada situation? I see the homie. He was taking up for Will, or he was going against Will. What's y'all thoughts on it?
Yeah, I didn't have that many thoughts on that because celebrities, Hollywood is what they do. Hold on, dude. You gotta mute you real quick. You had some background noise. Yeah, I don't got that many thoughts on that shit. I mean, Hollywood do weird shit all the time, and if you tell me that a Hollywood couple got some kind of open marriage that leaked out, and now they got to try to walk it backwards and try to put on the public face and say whatever they got to say, it's like whatever to me. It is assumed that it was already out there. The rumors was out there so strong. everything we heard about them can't be true, but it all can't be a lie. So it was well understood that they had entanglements with other people for a while now on both ends. So part of me ain't really tripping. I think the tripping came when I think she was probably sloppy with it, you know. But either way, I don't got that many thoughts on that. You know, I let everybody else have that when I really didn't do content on it. I made a little funny joking video about it. So I really don't got shit on that.
Hey, in my opinion, Will don't really fuck with that bitch like that. Like, I mean, he's with her for purposes of image or whatever. But basically, Will been fucking with white bitches for years. Like, y'all can look up Will Smith and Margot Robbie. He be touching on that bitch, and they be touching on each other all the time. And basically, I feel like, yeah, what you just said, Bernard, he was basically mad because the bitch was sloppy. Like you hugged up on red carpets with this dude. Like, it's got me looking stupid. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, at the end of the day, my opinion on the shit is, I think as Black people, we put too much emphasis on it. It goes back to our obsession with having a celebrity worship and look for them for any type of leadership, from political leadership to even the way we view what a family should be, as far as our social contracts go, that type of thing. I mean, I feel like now that Jada and Will are probably doing their little thing, more people's going to be more open to these type of relationships. And I have a problem with that, because we got to stop looking to celebrities to like guide the way we think as a people, to basically form our core values and beliefs as a people. We got to stop looking at celebrities as if they're leaders, as if they're politicians, and just realize they are fucking celebrities. So what they did really shouldn't affect us as a group as much as it is. It shouldn't be as much of a hot topic to us, to the point where we're talking about this on political channels. We're talking about this on every type of medium that's relegated to anything. It could be about science, and somehow Jada and Will come up as if they're fucking relevant to a functioning society. But that's just the Black American experience, is the fact that we overvalue our celebrities. We kind of deify them, and we make them into something they're really not. And because of that, it's probably and that's going to be one of our downfalls, amongst many other things.
All right. Eagle Eyes, what's going on?
Hey, what's happening, fellas? Much respect to you, Bernard, and everybody on the panel and in the chat. You had a show maybe a couple of weeks ago, Bernard, and the word success came up, and various ones was trying to define it and said what they thought about being a successful man. I would like to touch on that, and just to get a feel from you guys. And what I'll do, I'm on my laptop. I'm gonna go and get the actual definition. And I would like to talk about, what do we as men see as being successful? Yes, I saw Will Smith as shit. He's successful, and like the brother was just saying, that's Hollywood. Yeah, we've learned some female nature out of it. True enough, but being, what do we as men define as being successful?
Anybody want to take that?
I'll take that. Being successful is, well, to me, I would see it as paying your own bills, having money that you're making on the side that you can use for whatever, investments or whatever, and just being happy. That's what I see as successful. It's not actually like being a millionaire or, like some people say, but just basically having enough to fit your needs and have enough to invest and then be happy. That's what I see successful as.
Are you asking us, like us individuals on the panel, or are you asking a broad? Okay.
Individuals.
I view success as for a man or a group of men as power, and power typically comes from capital. You're not successful unless you're generating capital or being productive. It doesn't matter. I really don't care about anything else outside of that.
Now, I mean, do you have a limit at what capital? I mean, you being happy with the amount of money that's success, not just a never-ending chase for money. Is that what you're saying, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's the whole point of building capital, so you won't have to chase it forever. Because once you build enough of it, you don't have to chase it anymore. But typically, that's not what most people have to do, and they stay in the rat race for a long time because they're never able to build enough to get out. And that's what I would deem as successful men. Once you build enough capital to get out the rat race, then yeah, you're in my book, you're successful. Once you don't have to trade your time for money anymore, that's success.
There, okay. I like that. I like that definition. Anybody else? Well, if not, and I love that definition that you just gave, the last brother that just spoke. As men, when we reach that success level that we deemed is successful for us individually or for our family or whatever, then it's easy to be happy. It's easy to be happy either, with approval, female approval or not. And I just, think we as men, man, just be successful in what you're doing. Be happy at what you're doing. And life will definitely be a whole lot easier when you have that confidence and you're a successful man. Then that's when, all the, the talk that we have about female nature, all of that, man, that will come. That won't be an issue, to be honest. We're still going to have to deal with the whatever we have to deal with as far as female nature and dealing with women and so forth. But when
you're successful, female nature still exists and society doesn't change. You just put yourself in a position where you can navigate around the shit better. But even if you're not super successful, let's just put a dollar amount on it. Let's just say making $200,000 a year. Even if you're not there, you still can navigate around the shit. You still have options. You still don't. I don't buy the concept that if you're at a certain level or you have to deal with it. I heard somebody say that on this show, that if you don't got as much money, you have to deal with, bullshit from women. No, you don't. You can make decisions to get the fuck out of a situation. But success does it increases your ability to keep shit moving forward, to not have to deal with bullshit. You can navigate around it easier when you
right. So I just pulled up was it finally able to get my laptop to go. But the definition, according to this, I don't know if it's Webster or whoever, accomplishing an aim or purpose. Accomplishing an aim or purpose. So we as men, hey, I heard BGS say this, and I wrote it down. I thought it was so inspiring. If you have basically, a passion, a mission, and direction, you'll be successful. And just chase that. If we as men, we chase that shit. But Bernard, congrats to you, man. What you're doing, brother. You and all the successful men, we know, keep accomplishing the aims and the purposes that we set in our lives, whether it be financial, whether it be career-wise, whether it be family-oriented, whether it be travel, whatever success is to you. But what I was, I guess, kind of disappointed with last time, I heard a brother, he had no clue of what success meant. When somebody asked him, what is success? He was lost. So I was like, okay, we need to, that's a situation where brothers need to know success isn't about what others think of them. First, it starts within.
Right. Dark Knight Mentality. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. He says success is individual. Each man has to define it for himself according to his reality and his world. The problem comes when we allow women or even other men to define our success. I can agree with that, but there are certain measurables, there are certain measurables. You know, if a guy is making $75K a year and taking care of his family, you know, that can be defined as success. But somebody who's, you know, working hard, smart, start a business, did whatever he did, and he's making $250,000 a year, that guy clearly has more measurables. They're both too good, they both can be good men, good upright men, but one of them does have some measurables in an area where another one doesn't. But the one that's making $75K and taking care of his family, he's still a success if he's, you know, taking care of his family. If that's his goal and that's what he wants to do, and he's doing it, then he's a success. So absolutely on that. Wealthy, hold on real quick. Wealthy firefighter, I just gave you a wrench. I think you're on my most recent Patreon. So yeah, definitely had to wrench you up. I don't watch my chat very well. This is my first time in a while seeing you in here. So thank you, and I appreciate you becoming a Patreon. And Jessica X, thank you for the super sticker. I keep saying super chat, super stickers. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that, Jessica X.
Yo,
Okay.
Bernard, I'm gonna say something right quick about success as it relates to black men, and it goes back to our celebrity, our thing about celebrity worship. I heard somebody say, I can't remember who it was, but he said happiness is a product of realistic expectations. And I think a lot of black men have a hard time finding happiness because we look to celebrities as what life should be. And most time that's not realistic as what we should expect from life. So we have these unrealistic expectations that we know deep down in our heart that are unrealistic. So therefore we don't set any other goals that we can look towards to define our success. Unless we become Will Smith, we're not truly going to be happy. And that's a very unrealistic expectation. And that's the reason why a lot of people are never going to really find their happiness, because they're shooting too far up to something most people can't attain. So if you have more realistic expectations about life, more realistic expectations about your goals, it's much easier to find happiness than it is if you are living a life where you worship or celebrate things you see on TV and you expect that life in real life, you know? So, yeah.
Right on. Right on. Definitely hear that. Doc, welcome to the show. Go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Thank you, Bernard. I'll be quick. I thought I'd take a short work break. I'm a fan of your work. You're in the Michigan area, right?
Yes.
Okay, I went to U of M. I was there for 6 years.
Oh, okay, cool.
Doing my PhD. Speaking of which, I think the whole success piece, I think it's kind of as you see it. You know, a relative told me after I got my PhD that I was successful. I didn't necessarily feel successful after that. And I agree with what the gentleman just said a few minutes ago about controlling resources. I think that no matter what our degree titles are and what our white collar careers are, or our blue collar careers, it comes down to controlling resources. And I think everything else kind of flows from that, including family. Speaking of which, I think we all have to decide what that is for ourselves, because I know my boomer parents, you know, they kind of think that a lot of people believe that it's, you know, continuing the family bloodline. And that's kind of hard for us today based upon what's going on in our community. So I just wanted to say that I appreciate your work. I'm a fan. So
hold on real quick. I want you to expand on that. You said part of success is continuing the family bloodline, and that's difficult given the times today. What you mean by that?
Well, I mean, I guess in our community, you know, as you and Obsidian and St. Kevin are outlining right now, an angry man, as black men, we're facing a lot of challenges, even us, quote unquote, successful ones. Right?
Yeah.
So hence SYSBM, hence all of BGS's work. So it's not a simple go get your degree, make yourself successful. I think my parents look at me as successful, but our women, the rank and file, view us differently.
Yeah. Well, okay. I see what you're saying. You're saying even for the successful guy, it's you know, starting a family nowadays isn't just such an easy no-brainer, goes without saying it's going to happen. They're saying there's even successful men who are, you know, who aren't getting families, that successful men that want families that aren't getting them. That's what you're saying.
Right. Who aren't considered catches. Now some of that, goes into Kevin's ballpark. You have to present yourself in a certain way. And if you don't have that knowledge set of how to, present yourself in a certain way, a lot of sisters aren't going to look at you or take you seriously. So I believe that factors in as well. But I think in general, based upon the things he's discussing on his show over the last 3 weeks, and then, again, the things that all of you all are talking about.
Yeah, I got you.
It's not as straightforward as it was about 20 to 30 years ago. My mother told me that she was in college looking for a husband. And, at the HBCU I went to, I don't remember a lot of that. I don't remember a lot of the women looking for husbands there. So that's all I want to say.
All right. Thanks for that. No, I see what you're saying. I just wanted you to elaborate on that last point. Jack Spade in the building. What's going on?
What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Everybody in the panel and everyone in the chat. So I'm going to make this real quick. Can I do a quick plug, if you don't mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So this topic covering what is success, I actually covered it on my channel a lot more in depth. If you want to check it out, just come to the Spades table. It's going to be the first 3 uploads. Those are my first 3 uploads. I didn't quite know time management, so they're kind of long-winded. But yeah, I covered what I interpreted as success. But the very, very short version of it is, for me, success is having a command of your mental health, physical health, and financial health. And also having a command of your strengths, weaknesses, limitations, and negative tendencies. Because usually that person you see in the mirror every day is your worst enemy. I mean, it goes into a heck of a lot more detail, but that's just a quick overview without being long-winded.
That was a lot of detail right there. That's a great definition.
Yeah, that definitely was. Hey, y'all almost doing good on the likes. We got 191 likes with 273 people in here. Appreciate y'all for coming through on the likes. We can get that over 200. Get it over 200. And anybody else could join the panel. We've been keeping it shorter lately. I ain't been doing no marathon, so we might be in and out of here right at the 2-hour mark coming up in 30 minutes. So anybody can join the panel. Jack Spade, was you listening to the beginning of the show? You hear any other topics?
No, I just jumped on maybe about 10 minutes ago.
Okay, well, I'll give you a little update. Well, I'll try to bring you up to speed. One thing that I pointed out, I got Fox Soul in the title and in the thumbnail, but the second subject that I covered is are you familiar with the Instagram page called The Black Man Can?
No.
Okay. It's very similar in mission statement to like Black Girl Magic. They're looking to highlight Black men in a positive light, doing positive things or achieving things or blah blah blah, this or that. And it has just as many followers as Black Girl Magic and Black Girls Rock. But the thing that I noticed on those pages on The Black Man Can, I saw black men, getting married, because the guy who created the page is a black man. I saw black men getting married. I saw a lot of some pictures of black men with black women and black children, black men being with families, and black men also accomplishing things and starting businesses. They're highlighting all of that, but no more than, I'd say 70% of it was highlighting black men who were with black women, who were marrying these women, starting families with these women, black men with children, and whole works. So then when I went to Black Girl Rocks and compared and contrast, it was like this. Actually, I'm about to go ahead and screen share it again, because I guess it's worthy of a, hold on. This is wait a minute. This ain't the one I wanted to see. Give me a second. That's Black Girl Rock. Oh shit, I was leaning way back. I was leaning back so far in my chair I couldn't even come back to reality. Hold on. I forget sometimes some people make it to the show later in the show, didn't see the beginning, so sometimes you got to refresh what's going on. Now, remember what I told you, what I explained with Black Girl, with the Black Man Can, which is really the black male version of Black Girls Rock, has same amount of subs and everything. Well, actually, no, it has more. But with this one, there's no black men, no black children. There's all black women with a strong, independent, got our degrees, got our this, got our that, like success. And they have a similar mission statement as the Black Man Can, but it's as if, you know, the notion that black women view themselves as a separate entity, a separate demographic. They don't view success as being, you know, with the black man, or being in a family, or being a good wife and a good mother to the children. It's a so holistically separate thing from what goes on black male equivalent sites. And now
That's crazy.
Okay, well, oh, my bad. Keep going.
Oh, go ahead. Whoever was about to say something, I think that was Archer.
No, I was about to say, I mean, when you typically see these type of pages, the one difference you will notice really quick is how black men view their success as far as what they can do for others in the community, and black women view their success as far as what they can do for what they have done for themselves. And this goes back to when you uplift the women of a community, it never really uplifts the community. It just uplifts that individual woman.
Yeah.
Like if the community of the women and the children and the whole overall community are a collection of boats, let's say a fleet, the men are the tide. And until you uplift the man, the fleet's not really going to go anywhere. It's just going to sit there. You can put all the decorations on the boat, you can put all the sails on it you want to, but it's not going to go anywhere until the men are the ones moving it. And these women are really highlighting that just by how narcissistic their empowerment page is compared to the men's.
Yeah, Dollar Washer, thank you for the super chat. He says success equals a warehouse full of bunk beds, nigga. Get out of there with that. That's funny. But
I think
hold on real quick. I wanted to scroll down this a little more and highlight the point more. So you see a black man, you know, getting engaged, and there's a black man right there showing the ring. So it's like success. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like what Archer just said. Success for a black man is viewed to what he's, you know, doing overall for the black woman and the black child,
right,
and everything, you know.
But you
know, like right there, like what I said when I said in my opening, the equivalent of that picture on the Black Girls Rock or Black Girl Magic page would be the black woman standing by herself in that picture in front of a new house she just bought. But on this, if a black man was standing right there in front of the house, but he just bought by himself, there's no woman involved, no black children, no black family involved, that wouldn't get highlighted on this page. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's only going to get highlighted if things are, you know, if black women and black children in the overall collective is included. And it's just a start, a contrast, a difference. And this is going to get really interesting because two of the people who are most qualified to speak on this just joined the panel.
Let me jump in real quick.
Go ahead real quick. We're gonna go to Obsidian. I know Little Big Nate got a lot to say on this one.
Yeah, I gotta jump in because I gotta leave in a couple minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
But if you look at it's a gender issue about how we interpret success. If you take 50 guys and you sat us down and you asked us to explain in our own words what we thought success is, and you had 50 women sat down and did the same thing, in general, I'm saying in general, the guys are going to be somewhat in the same ballpark range, but our answers is going to be totally different than the women. But the women's answer are going to be in the same ballpark range with the women. So it's just, you know, men, we have our own expectations, and the expectation that society, black society, whatever you want to call it, has as of us as it's different than it is of the women. So that's just the nature of the beast. That that website or those two websites, they illustrate that. It's just the way it is. And if you got a website like that, you're trying to gain as many viewers and as many subs and comments as possible. So you're going to cater your message to your audience. But that being said, everybody enjoy the remaining of the week. Hold it down there, Obsidian. And appreciate you putting down the link for me to jump on.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I'll probably do a whole another show on this and do some more research on it. But without further ado, we got Mamiya Obsidian Ali in the building. What's going on?
Hey,
what's happening?
How you feeling, man?
Feeling great, feeling great. I know you probably want to get a piece of.
Yeah, I do, but I was actually hoping to hear what our good friend Lil Big Nate has to say about it, because I want to hear his socio-political analysis. I was hoping to
me too.
No problem.
We can skip you and pass it to Lil Big Nate, because I know he got something on this.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to come on your panel, Bernard. To all the gentlemen on the panel, salute. These two different social media pages illustrate what I've been saying ever since I've started coming on panels in the last 3 weeks, that I know the quality of Black men's hearts. I just do. I've dealt with thousands of them in my job and just personal acquaintances. I know how absolutely stellar the character of most Black men are. You look at the woman's page, and it illustrates that not just Black women, but most women in general are completely self-centered, selfish, and are only concerned with their desires. Where as a man, as he moves through life and has his academic achievements and gets his job or starts his business, he's doing it for himself, of course, but always in the back of his mind will be his eventual responsibility to his wife and his children. Okay. What we do for us. What they do for them, period. Okay. Again, I've spoken several times on the quality of Black men's hearts. That's all I got on this right now. I'll chime in a minute. I'd like to hear what I know what Obsidian was expecting me to.
Hey, Bernard.
Somehow tie.
He was expecting that fire and brimstone.
No, this is just something. It's truth.
It speaks for itself.
Can you imagine if hundreds of thousands of Black men tuning into YouTube every day could come across just maybe 50, 100 panels of Black women saying something like this? Instead of bragging about how much of a boss bitch and a bad bitch and a hustler and a CEO bitch these lunatic women are. Uh-oh. Can you imagine coming across a panel of Black women saying, I went to my Ivy League school, I got my degree, I'm working in corporate America now, but all that I'm doing is that I'll have $20,000, maybe $30,000, so that when I meet my husband, I'll have something to put toward whatever entrepreneurial endeavor he has in mind, or put it towards, our nest egg, our safety net, and our savings. Can you imagine Black women saying that? Can you imagine the response of Black men if they heard Black women saying shit like that? But no, we tune in to these fucking panels with these Black women, and we have to hear them telling us, or see them, I apologize, the woman didn't say it, she wrote it. We have to see them telling us to suck their dicks and shut the fuck up. And Black women wonder why no one wants to marry them. They wonder why they cannot keep a man for more than 6 months. I'm friends with a few Black women on Facebook, as you can guess. They don't particularly, like my friendship based on the things I might post. But I have several that are friends from high school, and it's crazy when they get into a relationship. It's, I'm in a relationship, all the high fives and the kudos and the adulation. And then 6 months later, it's posts like, I will not let you destroy my heart. I will be able to work through this. You will not waver my faith in Jesus Christ, and all this fucking lunacy. I grabbed my head. And if only Black women could understand that the most valuable asset in the world to you would be a man that loves you.
Hey, Bernard, Sister
And-
George want the link. Sister George want the link, Bernard.
Well, they think they're Xena warrior princess. They actually think they can fight a group of men and win. These bitches are delusional.
We need a word better than delusional, brothers. It's gone beyond that. They've built an entire world that they live in where you can be 265 pounds, you can have 3 abortions or 2 children by 2 different dudes, and then sit in your late 30s and early 40s just waiting for some guy to flutter out of the sky with his blue wings and land and dig in his pocket only to reveal a pear-shaped solitaire and ask you to marry him. This is not going to happen.
Yo, Little Big Nate, you forgot he got to have abs. He can't just have wings. He has to have abs. Like, what the fuck?
And dick to his kneecaps.
Hey, fellas, I got to tell you guys this. I got to tell you guys this story real quick. Talking about the success thing and the way that we as men define success. It's now it's coming out that women are define it totally different. Totally different. When I was going through my divorce, my ex called me and said, "Hey, the girls our girls need some lunch money." They were in high school at the time. Need some lunch money. This was years ago. I said, "All right, cool." Bam. Gave them lunch money for the week. Hear me out. Gave them lunch money for the week. Do you know my daughters actually called me and said, "Dad, Mom took our lunch money and used it for whatever she had to use it for." Their school lunch money.
Damn.
So women are on another, when it comes to integrity, and I can't say all women, I'm not going to do that. But certain women, when it comes to integrity, morals, loving their own children, there's some issues.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Obsidian, did you want to take your turn, or you still yielding it?
Yeah, we can roll. So there's 2 things to discuss here, but I'll spread it out because I know we have a panel. So let me first address this Instagram thing. Actually, Bernie, it can be there is a logic on both sides to this.
Okay.
There is a logic, but I'm going to explain the logic on both sides, and then I'm going to explain why the way it's been presented on both sides is deeply problematic. So first, let me explain the both sides logic first. So I get why the Black Girl Magic Instagram page is the way it is. I understand it. The argument, the implicit argument is this: Black women have been defined by their associations, starting with the black man, his mate, wife, and so forth. And then secondarily, as a mother. They don't have an identity in their own right. The Black Girl Magic Project, as it's known on Instagram, could be seen as a corrective to that Black women are achieving things in the world, educations, career goals, and so forth in their own right. Okay. That could be the argument, right? On the other side, well, I think it's called Black Man Can or something like that.
The Black Man Can, yeah. Pretty popular Instagram page. Pretty popular.
Right. The Black Man Can. Okay. So conversely, the Black Man Can Instagram can be explained in this way. The black man has been seen as something of a lone wolf, as a player, as a pimp, as a roustabout, a rolling stone, a man about town, out for himself. Okay. And the Black Man Can Instagram project seeks to correct that perception by presenting black men as caring about their communities, caring about black women beyond just a quick pump and dump, if you will, caring about their children, because black men have a perception of being bun and run, itinerant at best, if not outright deadbeat dads, and so forth. So the Black Man Can Instagram project is an attempt to redress that perception of the black man. Here we want to promote the black man that does care about black women, that want to marry them, want to commit to them. Here we have black men who do care about community, do care about children, does care about family. Okay, that would be the logic on both sides, right? Now, seen in that way, I could buy it on both sides. I could say, okay, I can see that. I can see that argument. I can see that argument with the black girl magic. I can see that argument with the black man can. Fair enough. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. And this is where it gets tricky with Negroes. See, Instagram, the very nature of Instagram is such that it doesn't lend itself to much reading. We already know Negroes got a problem with reading and reading comprehension. Okay? There's a reason why Instagram is so popular among Negro folks, because it's just pictures. There's not a lot of text. And see, the only way you're going to really understand the nuances of what I'm talking about is if you read lots of text. And black folks don't read. Black men in particular. Black men especially don't read. That's not popular to say. I don't take any pleasure in saying it, but it's true. And so we run into a problem of understanding the nuance and the context here. As you rightly presented, Bernie, you could present this side-by-side comparison of Black Girl Magic, the Black Man Can on Instagram, and brothers can instantly fly off into a tizzy with that. Now see what they're doing there? Look at how they're presenting the whole thing. The black woman don't give a shit about the community. Look at that. They're cucking the black men. Look, all that sort of thing. And that could work because you don't have the context. And you're not going to get that context from Instagram. Instagram is not designed for that.
There's really not a non-Instagram method of this where we don't more or less see the same thing from black women.
But I'd like to chime in. Black Girls Rock, the TV show on BET, gives plenty of context. And all I see, I watched it a couple of years ago. I saw a litany of overweight black women with other women's hair sewn into their head, bragging about how great black women are. You span across the crowd. I see more overweight black women with other women's hair sewn into their head, clapping for women talking about how great black women are. That's literally pretty much all I saw. Okay. And I saw also I saw a demand that I didn't see this coming from a lot of black women, but it was all over Instagram and Twitter for a while, that Black Girls Rock needs to recognize Laverne Cox, the trans black man who now says he's a woman, who was on the cover of Essence magazine in 2018 with Essence. I think it was black women to listen to in 2019. They put a black man on the cover of a black magazine about black women we need to listen to. This is how far down the rabbit hole we are, folks. And again, I largely see Black Girls Rock and Black Girl Magic as just a way to deflect from the problems. I was on Obsidian's show early this year, and I asked, he had a guest on. It was a lady, and I asked her, I said, "Madam, when are you going to sound the alarm?" I said, 1 out of every 2 black women have an STD. When are you going to sound the alarm? 30% of your best and brightest have walked away and they're dating and marrying out. And the response is, well, fuck them niggas. They ain't shit. They corny. They lame. Okay, well, what number is a problem for you? Is it 50? Is it 70? In 20 years, your marriage rate is going to be in the single digits, probably. Single digits. Will you sound the alarm then? When will I see covers of Jet and Essence and Madame Noir saying, Black women, we need to talk. Black women, we have a problem. Black women, there's things we need to discuss. I don't see it. All I see are panels of Black women continuing to deflect, calling people like me broke when you don't know me. Go ahead.
And if I could, I would love to interject right here.
Yeah, hold on, Dollar Watcher. Thank you for the super chat. He says, not all negates everything you say before and after that. Thank you, Dollar Watcher, for the super chat. I appreciate that. And also, Jalen Roddy in the building. Oh man, what celebrity has promoted Black Man Can? Thank you, Jalen Roddy, for the super chat. And all right, go ahead, Sister George. You got the mic.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
I actually came up here to address what Big Nate was saying as far as coming on to panels with Black women. And so Big Nate had recently come to my show, Mine and Concrete show, and I will say that it's not really some of the things that you say, but it's really how you come about saying it. And if you come to women, and these are some successful women that you were dealing with on the panel. I don't think every woman on the panel was below grade or everybody was overweight or whatever. And I understand where you're coming from, and I absolutely agree with some of the things that you say about Black women. And I think that it's true. Some of the things that you say are true, but when you come onto a panel. Say again?
All the things I say are true.
Okay, well, I kind of think some things are anecdotal, and some things can be debated. But some of the main things you say are true, and I don't disagree with that. But I think it's a way that you approach things sometimes with women and with men, because people were trying to say that you basically only have problems when you come on to women's panels, but I've also seen you come on men's panels and also incite a riot and stuff. So I kind of feel like that's an unfair thing when they talk about when you come on to women's panels and how women act when you approach them. But if you come to anybody's panel and you're accusatory and you're yelling and you do take a tone with us.
So I want to make sure I understand. You came up here, hold on, you came up here to address Little Big Nate's conduct on other panels?
Not on other panels, but he mentioned women's panels specifically. But I'm saying that Nate receives the same responses from men and women. So it's not just Nate going on women's panels and getting.
I have never.
Hold on, Little Big Nate. Little Big Nate. When you reference how women act on other panels, I think that was maybe 2% of your overall point. So I don't really know.
I was saying that what I'm saying is Nate acts like.
I have a question.
Let me just finish my point. Nate acts like that he can't go onto people's channels. Like he can come to women's panels and talk, but if I come to your panel and I'm being antagonistic, and I know if I say certain things a certain way, I know what type of response that's going to invoke. Let me finish my point.
Let me finish my point. It doesn't make sense.
It does, Bernard. Bernard, if I come to your...
Wait a minute. You came up here to address Little Big Nate's conduct on other people's panels, because when he made a larger point about what we were talking about, 2% of that point, he mentioned a chick that said suck my dick or type suck my dick on a panel. And
Bernard, if you were listening to me, then you heard me agree with Nate's larger points. And I said some of the things that Nate says, I absolutely agree with. Some things I feel like Nate says are incidental. I also said that when he comes to panels and he wants people to agree with him, then his conduct does matter about that.
Okay, I have very little interest in discussing Little Big Nate's content on panels. He's
making the same points that he makes on every panel. So what's the difference?
Okay, well, let's address the points that he's making. Whether or not he had a problem with somebody on your panel a week ago. I don't see why that matters.
Can I address that?
It wasn't the point that he was making on my panel. I'm saying if he goes to panels and he's expecting a certain response, we can't hardly get anywhere because there's a lack of respect.
Who cares what he's expecting?
Can I address this for just a minute?
Go ahead, little big Nate.
Okay,
Jalen Roddy, hold on. Jalen Roddy said, if Sister George won this convo, I don't want black men to get upset. We allowed her to speak. Ooh, I almost want to say something to you, Jalen Roddy, but you've been cool. You've been cool. Okay. Yeah, I gotta let that ride. You yeah.
Hold your mule, bro. Hold your mule.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, little big Nate.
I appreciate it. About a week ago,
much respect, Jalen Roddy. Appreciate your super chat.
About a week ago, I went on their panel and I started to talk about how a man has to have some level of control in order to protect a woman. As soon as you say things like this, black women start yelling at you. I have been on a few panels. I have never had any problems on anyone's panel. No one has ever yelled at me. No one has ever yelled, get him off the panel. I am kind. I don't call women bitches or hoes. I don't do any of that stuff. I state the facts. I defend what I believe, and I ask for you to defeat my logic. And you can't. So what happens is Sister George will start screaming. Concrete Rose is pretty mild-mannered, but then all the other panelists start yelling, get him off the panel, get him out of here, because how dare I confront black women with the horrible decisions that they've made in life. That's what you have a problem with. And what happened on her channel is that in the chat, she is given complete power over.
Hold on, real quick. Hold your thought. Hold your thought, little big Nate. Just real quick. I gotta address this. What Jalen Roddy said, he was absolutely 100% right. My only problem with Jalen Roddy, you have to go back through the archives and find the first time I ever spoke to him. He was making some very Maggle twin man 35 type arguments, but maybe he's changed his tune since then. So I gotta allow him room to change and evolve his points. But I was about to bring up some old shit and then I caught myself. But right now, everything Jalen Roddy said is absolutely 100% on point. I just was comparing and contrasting with his previous commentary from about a month ago. But sorry to interrupt you, Little Big Nate, but
no problem.
But Big Nate, I've never
understand where I was going. But Little Big Nate was talking, and I interrupted. So Little Big Nate is going to continue to talk. And I must say that they are right. Sister George, I'm just going to call it what's happening here. A good conversation was being had about the difference in comparing and contrasting when black men create a media platform to highlight the successes of black men, to uplift the image of black men. They did that, and they included black women and black children. When black women do the same thing, there isn't a black man or barely even a black child anywhere to be found on that Instagram page. That is a good conversation.
Stop it. And I'm out. Y'all have a good day.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Hold on. Hang on. But Bernie, in light of what I did with my analysis, providing context, a real argument could be made for the logic on both sides.
I don't think a good argument can be made. Okay, this is the only way a good argument could be made.
I could finish.
Hold on, real quick. If there were more longer format platforms where more writing is taking place that did flesh out the odds and the ends that you're talking about, then I think you would have a solid argument. But all the articles and everything that you've covered over the years, in Essence, for Harriet, Ebony Magazine, all the stuff that we've been talking about here,
Vagina Vision,
they have done the same exact thing, even when they had the opportunity to write it out in long written format. So they're just really just giving a quick hitting format of what they were already doing. So that argument, you can't really make that argument. You only can make that argument if they were doing right when they had a longer format to do it. And for no black man or black.
And if I can finish up real quick. So I backed off the panel after they started yelling at me, after they started insulting me. Again, I've insulted no woman anywhere.
Hey, little Big Nate, you don't even have to explain that. All right,
bro.
She can't look. We ain't here to police your conduct on a woman's panel. If you went over there and flipped the tables over, then oh well, it's what it is. I don't even believe you did that, but I don't really care.
What happens in Vegas, nigga?
I've been on several people's panels. I've never been asked to leave. You look at my comments in the chat. I never even cursed. Well, I was stating facts in the chat, and we all know how abusive Black women can be when you give them power. So in the chat, her moderators kept banning me, and I posted. I said, if you ban me one more time,
Nate, this ain't the place where you even got to explain that. Listen, like you good, man.
Okay, I appreciate it, bro. I'll back
you. Bernard, man, I have just a minute and a half, brother.
Go ahead, Keith.
I was nice little run, man. Nice little listen, man. Great conversation. We salute to the panel again. This all reminds me of remember this Steve Harvey episode where they have what I refer to as the Peppermint Twins, the two sisters from Atlanta, something with the blonde hair, something. It was like all clips, all right, all over media, right? He sent the brides out on a date. They were, as a double date, and they met with these two brothers who had their lives together. But upon appearance, they didn't have the exact aesthetic kind of look. You know what I mean? And the sisters spent the entire date just dismissing these brothers, right? Just disrespectful, dismissive, crazy, right? So they get back to the stage, they get back to the show, and then Steve Harvey pull a, zing zang shalamazim. These niggas is really some jawline niggas. Mm-hmm. I basically put some makeup on them to make them, not look like jawline niggas. But other than that, everything else was on point. These are, bring out jawline nigga A. This nigga used to play football for the NFL, real estate, successful this, Mr. Big Dick Dad. This is the man, Mr. Eligible. Bring out, bachelor number 2. This dude is this and this and that programmer, top of his game, owner, president, Obama, whatever, king of Russia. So basically Harvey's like, you dumb bros couldn't see past the aesthetics to see all of the qualities of these men. Not only that, you were completely disrespectful to these dudes as you did it, which is that greater conversation we were having in the Manosphere years ago about you can tell sisters don't really treat men that they're not attracted to very well at all, just in general. So if they're not attracted to you, don't matter in what capacity, they're just rude to you, kind of like, So I just thought this was a great visualization, when we're talking about how brothers out here getting it, wanting to have families, but Black men are just being looked at as these penises with pockets, basically,
Hey,
so
Keith,
you're missing out on all these good quality brothers because you're just looking for shit that don't matter in the long run.
Hey, Keith, remember we had a conversation a couple of weeks back in the chat about like Black women, going on an interview and you're getting interviewed by a Black woman. Like you basically have to charm her to get the job. Like and you can't act super intelligent. You can't be
nigga dance.
You got nigga dance for the job. Yeah, pretty much. If they find you attractive, that's your only hope.
Yeah, man. So we see the numbers. Black men, the best dads. Black men wear the most condoms. Black men, every 5 minutes you see a nigga rescuing a fish out of a fucking pond. Black men save kids. From fire. And how many stories you see this week? Black men are the most selfless, least thanked, most put upon people I've ever seen, man.
The quality.
That's why you had the Black stepdaddy market. That is the ultimate in selflessness right there. You are as a man going against everything that is in your biological imperative to do something like that. That shit is against human nature, right? So, and in the end, you get a fucker's ass to kiss. So, come on, man. We all see what it is. And the problem is that Black men have just adjusted accordingly. And the sucker is no longer around because, again, social media has fucked that market up. And with that, I'll drop my mic.
Thanks, Keith. Appreciate it. Brandon L., there was actually a study that shows, it That study do seem weird. Like, how do they actually know who's wearing the most condoms? But it was a study where I guess they asked men about condom use, and I guess I don't know the methodology, but
well,
it
they
came
actually
back.
looked at purchased. They looked at who were purchasing prophylactics. So the people who are purchasing the most are likely using them the most in general. But
Oh, okay.
and then you look in, and then you cross reference that into most black men don't have kids, right? I mean,
and then you
I guarantee you that black men per capita are passing on less of their seed than any other man, right? If you go by percentages, I mean, a small percentage of black men are passing along their seed in the black community, but most black men aren't having kids, man. Most other men have progeny. Now they're going, that's reducing, which is, you guys were having a little bit argument about that before, about why the future is going to look like Blake Griffin. But, you're starting to see their populace decline, but, canaries in coal mines and all.
Brandon, don't be outing yourself like that, man. You can pull out game strong. He said, what you mean black men wear condoms? I pull out game strong. Come on, Brandon. Strap up.
And black men don't cheat.
Yo, can I address something right quick that I saw on Facebook that kind of illustrates this point that he just made about the video where he saw the black women treating the man who wasn't that attractive very poorly. I literally saw a post on Facebook, and this woman was crazy. She literally said, I'm gonna read it verbatim: black men only date black women they find attractive. Shit sad for real.
I saw that too.
What?
Like, what the fuck?
I saw that too on Facebook.
You know what that argument may be, and I'm just guessing at it. Maybe she's saying that because I know I've heard, and I believe this, that sometime to be successful or have a woman on your team, you might not be able to get that 10.
Okay.
So you may have to get a 6. That's not what it is.
If it's a wait. If it's an argument for black men to settle, well, they've already fucking won that fight. We've been settling for the fucking longest. We have the most obese group of women. We have a group of women. We tell them we don't like your hair. Fuck you, nigga. I'm gonna wear it anyway. We settle. We date women with kids more than anybody else. Black men are the trash men in the dating world when it comes to even dating our own fucking women. So it can't be a settling argument because we've been doing that from the jump.
And
it's something going on with the word anecdotal and black women on YouTube. I know Cynthia G said anecdotal. Irene Yvette says anecdotal. And Sister George just botched the word anecdotal. There's something going on with that word. They can't seem
too many motherfucking syllables. It's too many syllables for their ass.
And this is the most educated woman on the planet.
The black women of YouTube, that word is just kicking y'all ass. It really is.
And I want to say one more thing, and I'm gonna leave your panel alone, and I don't want to hijack this shit. But this is not the topic, but it's an oxymoron to say black men are bad fathers when we basically monopolize the stepdad market. Yeah. You can't have it fucking both ways. Either all black women are finding great men to be stepdads, or all of us are just terrible fathers.
Yeah, they do a bad job at picking a father for their children, but they knock it out the park when it comes to picking a stepdad for their children. That means they know a good man when they see one, and they failed to pick one the first time. That's essentially what it. Yeah, that's what it is.
They fuck the ain't shit nigga for the jeans, and then they get the nigga to come clean up.
So let me get this straight. 64% of black men are in the middle class, according to the American Enterprise Institute. We're the most involved fathers, the highest use of prophylactics and protection. The whole stepdaddy saga during the 80s and 90s. I think there's enough data out there to prove that we are a very high quality group of men. The only problem is black women largely lust after the very worst of black men and blame them all. Something I give credit to Obsidian for, and he's the first one I ever heard to say these words. And it's what attracted me to coming to these platforms. He said, "It's not my fault. I had never in my life, I'm 45 years old. I have never in my life heard someone say, it's not my fault. It's not the fault of men like me. Average, everyday, hardworking, industrious Black men, head down, handling our business, not concerned about showing our Gucci belt buckle or what tattoo we'll get on our face next. Just stalwart, strong, productive Black men. We have nothing to do with your horrible lives, Black women. I'm sorry. This is a creation of your own. And it's a creation of the people that have informed your thinking, namely your mothers, your aunts, the people that surround you, your horrible girlfriends, and the people that have given you your doctrine, which, and Obsidian's going to love this, the left and modern day feminism. That's who's made you into the monster that many of you are. Are all Black women bad? Absolutely not. There's a small group of Black women that you could actually build a household with. However, the problem I have with the quote unquote good Black women is that you're silent, and your silence is your cosign. You're completely silent. I see no group or groups of Black women standing up saying, no, this disgusting obesity doesn't represent us. No, we don't have to sew other women's hair into our heads. No. What you see on all these horrible reality shows, the tattoo shows, the fighting, the cursing, the throwing drinks in people's faces, that doesn't represent us. The hundreds of thousands of videos you can pull from Media Takeout, from World Star, from Bossip. We're talking hundreds of thousands of videos showing Black women participating in the most barbaric behavior. This doesn't represent them. Let me show you what represents Black womanhood. They're silent because they're terrified of the sisterhood.
Hey, little big Nate,
all right, real quick. Yeah, we got 395 people in here. Let's get these likes up a little more. I was planning on shutting it down right at the 2-hour mark, and things then got to popping, so we can keep this thing going to 1. Let's hit the links, hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat. We keep this thing going. Coolgen87 just came through. Says shout out to you, Bernard. In chat, let's keep those coming so we can stretch this thing out another hour, because I'm ready to go, but things just got live, so we're gonna keep it going. Yeah, throw something in that tip jar.
Hey, let me let's point something out right quick.
You got it.
Other groups of people see value, and they take it. So the fact that Black men can get any race of women on this planet means that somebody sees the value there. If Black women were so freaking great, another group of men would have came along and swiped them from under our nose, because people can recognize value. The fact that you still have the lowest marriage rate doesn't mean you're the freaking most loyal group of women in the world. It means you're the woman with the least amount of options, because people are only as loyal as their options, and you guys don't have any options to exercise, and that's the reason why nobody's came and taken you off of our freaking hands.
Hey, let me address what's going on, some of the stuff in the chat. Hey, GA boy, I'm not saying that I'm admitting that I guess the stepdaddies or the so-called non-Pookie and Ray niggas have lesser genes. It's just that the problem is Black women tend to, I guess they will mate with their eyes first, and then then afterwards, after they have a baby with the nigga, they try to mate with their brain. I'm not saying like they pick select niggas or whatever. It's basically like Black women are they're usually on their first go, they'll pick what looks good to them, but they won't assist things like intelligence, responsibility, stuff like that. They just pick what looks good first, and then they come like, oh, I need somebody to save me after they had the kid with the nigga who's slow or non-productive or whatever. That's what I'm saying.
GA boy is just doing the same thing Sister George did.
Yeah,
he's trying to distract from that's all that is. It's
the value of his low quality
from the
life.
Point method. The point that I made, I said they are horrible at picking dads for their kid, but they knock it out the park when it comes to picking a stepdad for their kid. That doesn't mean that stepdad has bad genes. It just means that Black woman prioritized the wrong thing. Yeah, for the overall goal of what she wanted, those were good genes. If she did find a hard-working, committed guy, there's nothing wrong with him passing down hard-working commitment in the genes of the children. So those are good genes.
Bernard,
She
you mind
just
if I just spell this?
she just
shit right quick?
highlighted the wrong. She made the wrong selection for the ultimate goal that she figured out that she needed later in life. So it's
Bernard,
not a bad gene, good gene thing. And I wasn't even drawing lines in the sands based off pookies or non-pookies. I wasn't even doing it like that. But anyway, Justin March, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Go ahead, whoever was trying to talk.
Bernard, let me jump in here right quick. First of all, let's dispel this notion that these men have better genes. Black women are not even smart enough to date for genes. They're dating for a particular type of look, a particular type of character. It doesn't matter what his genes are. It doesn't matter any of that shit. As long as he fits in this box, they go for the box. What's behind door number 3? The fucking little box black bitches like. That's what they're gonna pick. It doesn't matter what's in the box. They like the look. They like the socialization of that type of guy. It has nothing to do with his genes, his jawline, his genetic makeup. They're not smart enough to determine all that stuff. If you have all the genes a woman would desire for a quality kid, a healthy child, but you are considered a lame and you don't have the characteristics they think are masculine or they find attractive as given to them by social media or given to them by overall media of what black men should be, which is this cool, swagged out guy, they're not going to pick you. They're picking for a box. They're not picking for genes.
Yeah, they love the theater that surrounds a man, the aesthetics of the man. The man himself is completely inconsequential. It means nothing. If you were to look at the average 25-year-old black street thug and the average 25-year-old hardworking, industrious young black man, minus some terrible tattoos and maybe gunshot wounds, they look exactly the same. They look exactly the same.
Facts.
So it's not the man. It's not how he looks. This is all bullshit. It's all bullshit from them. What it is the theater that surrounds the man's life, the level of dysfunction, how compromised he is. That's what they end up falling in love with because they can live out their dreams to be completely in control over everything around them. And look, Beyonce said it, girls rule the world, but girls don't really rule the world. Black girls rule Black America, though, and look at it. Just look at it.
Man, GA boy, my side bitch looks better than your bitch, nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
Sir Tice, he says, Archer is right. You never hear gray pants, do you? Thank you very much for that super chat, Sir Tice. Dollar Wash have been coming through. Came through like 4 or 5 of them today, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Dollar Wash, it says, the women on YouTube told y'all to walk away and you're still trying to negotiate houseway. Thank you for the super chat. I don't know about negotiations.
The old women, nobody's trying to talk to them. We're trying.
I never understand those points. The women on YouTube told y'all to walk away. You're still here trying to negotiate. I really, that doesn't compute. It sounds as if the implication is that we're making content because we're, as black men on YouTube, trying to get with the black women on YouTube. I'm not trying to get with those women. That had nothing to do with the conversations. I just never understand what they mean by that. Still here trying to negotiate. I mean, this is social commentary on what black men put out there in media and via the website. The Black Man Can compare to what Black Girls Rock puts out there. I don't know how people take social commentary on that and relate it to a guy trying to get a girl. Like those are two different things. What I do in my personal life with my dick is something separate from what I do on YouTube when I'm analyzing and critiquing Black America, Black relationships, and overall Black interactions between Black men and Black women. Those are two different fields. But anyway.
Well, the ADOS Black nuclear family is just about done. And in response to Dollar Washer, so profound an event in human history deserves an explanation. And largely what the men, in my opinion, since I've been coming here for the past couple of years, what the men in this space are trying to do is explain why the nuclear Black American family is finished. Now, if you can find a sister who's physically fit, feminine, cooperative, convivial, and submissive, salute to you. You should be able to have a great life with her. But I think we all have to admit 80 to 90% of our women are the antithesis of that. Black women don't realize that two things cannot occupy the same space at the same time. You cannot be a feminist and be feminine. You can't. It is impossible. They are the antithesis of each other. So while Black women run around all over this country talking all this nonsense, the lady that was up here earlier, she said, "Oh, you just go around repeating the same thing on panels." I'm trying to get the point across that when I hear, and I taught my son this too, when you hear a Black woman say, "My body, my choice," and "I'm a bad bitch," and "I'm a boss bitch," you run in the opposite direction. You see, Black women love to talk about how there aren't any good Black men. Since the advent of the talk show in the 80s, Black women have been going on TV, coming on YouTube saying it's so hard to find a good Black man. Let me give you a little insight, ladies. There are millions of great Black men. They just don't want to deal with you. You think they don't exist because they never approach you. I can see you coming from a mile away, beloved. The mouth, the lack of decorum. I don't ever see a smile on your face. This other woman's hair sewn into your head. I know I'm not going to deal with you. I'm just not. I'm going to leave you alone. You demanded that I leave you alone. For the last 50 years, you've been telling me I want complete control over everything I do in my life, and I've given it to you. You've gotten everything that you asked for, beloved.
Call him beloved. New, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. He said, "Can we see side receipts?" Asking for a friend. I'm liking this thing where everybody is demanding receipts on everybody who's talking all that cash shit about about women and whatnot. And I don't mind the talking the shit about it. I mean, we men, we like women, we like pussy. We're gonna talk about pussy, we're gonna talk about women. But the receipts brigade, demanding receipts, bitch for bitch challenges, the shit is entertaining. So so yeah, I do like sitting back watching that. I ain't gonna lie. Son is hot. Ross says, "Bernard, do you think a man's success is a reflection of his genetics?" Absolutely, because intelligence is genetic, and a man's success is tied to his intelligence. That may not be the only factor, but it's an important factor. So yeah, genetics has a lot to do with it. Now, let's just say if you weren't the best genetic batch, so to speak, you weren't the best of the crop or whatever, wasn't raised in the right environment and taught the right things could help. But for example, there are some people who are super successful if they're just what's the best way to say it? Geniuses aren't taught; they're born. Put it like that. They're born. That person, when he was a kid, he in many cases was smarter than the other kids. We see the kids that they push right into the advanced class, and it's not always because the mom read to this kid more or did that more. That helps, but a lot of it is genetic. So yeah, the man's success is a reflection of his genetics, but it's on a bell curve, and it can fluctuate. You could be born with the right genetic material and still underachieve. You can not have good genetic material and overachieve. But overall, you don't see too many people with 130 IQs flipping burgers at McDonald's, and you don't see too many people with 75 IQs being theoretical astrophysicists. So there's that. So yeah.
Hey, and Bernard, I just like to keep things very simple. I'm a simple guy. I love simplicity.
Simplify it for me.
Once again, success, the accomplishment of an aim or purpose.
True.
That's it.
But if somebody's if somebody's aim and purpose is to be the best burger flipper at McDonald's, and by that definition, they're succeeding, but we as a society wouldn't consider him successful. You see,
that was I kind of a point that I made earlier. You have to define success for yourself. You know, what is your standard of success?
Okay, but
My standard
go
for
ahead.
success for me, my standard of success for me may be, you know, going out to the beach, chilling and kicking it on my days off. That may be totally different for someone else, you know. So I think it comes down to an individual thing. Yes, others and society is going to say, no, you need to be this, you need to be that, but you better, as a man, have an aim and a purpose and define your own success, because you can be successful as, let's just say, Will Smith, and somebody else will say, nah, I need more.
Well, I think the best way, if we're going with your definition of success, the caveat that you should put in there is that each man should be setting challenging but attainable goals. That's what it should be. If you're achieving those challenging but attainable goals, then you're successful. But if
what I'd like to do is point out the fact that, you know, based on the information that we've put out across this platform, that Black men are largely successful in this country, despite the racism, despite all the problems we may face, all the hindrances we may run into. If 64% of us are in the middle class, if 51% of Black men are single and childless, because I'm assuming they choose to be, I think the majority, anything over 50%, are successful. You can look at success in a macro sense, and, you know, in a micro and individual sense. And in a macro sense, I think we're doing well. Contrary to what you'll hear from the larger society at times, but more so from Black women, who are our primary competitor. They look at us as a competitor, not a mate, not a partner. We're their competitor. They need the ability to go out and brag about how much better they are than us. And Black men have largely just listened, and we're walking away. We're saying, no problem, cool. And that's, look, even on a personal level, that's what I've done with women in my family. You know, they're in their 40s. You know what their attitude is like. And they hate my politics, and largely you just leave them alone. You let them go on and do their thing. And when Black men, like in our 40s, when we talk about living our best life, we actually are. I've got a couple of friends that live in uptown Charlotte, brothers with their own homes, beautiful homes. They travel. They're actually living their best life. Black women who say they're living in their best life, we all know what that usually encompasses. You know, it's girl trips. It's telling yourself that in spite of how obese you are, that you're beautiful. It's two completely different things. So if these ladies are happy with where things are, and we just need to let them be, you know? And because, again, I've been hearing for 40 to 50 years that I'm not going to let no man control or tell me anything. And if that's the case, best of luck to you.
Darth Salati thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. You've been quiet on the panel. You're still about to drop down. Peace, thanks, and salute to you for coming on up and for dropping that super chat. I'd like to thank everybody who dropping those super chat, because I was real talk trying to get off here in 2 hours. Y'all are paying to keep the show going. I appreciate that. Shout out to Todd City. He says, I was fat until I cammed up to the.
No, Bernard, my bad, bro. I'm trying to get some pussy before I go to work. I go to work in 2 hours. I'm gonna drop down, man. Y'all, thanks for letting me on. Obsidian been quiet. That's the motherfucker who been quiet for real. But yeah, peace to y'all, brother.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. Todd City says, I was fat until I cammed up to the camera, took 50 pounds off what y'all was saying. People were saying that you was fat. I didn't know that was a thing that people was putting out there about you. But shout out to Todd City. He did a live on camera. Shout out. I'm next. I'm coming up next. I'm getting my stuff built up. Just bought some stuff just recently, so I gotta do some building in my basement because there's nowhere upstairs for me to really cam up and have it look nice. You know, because I want to have a nice little setup.
I wouldn't put too much.
What'd you say?
I wouldn't put too much stock in that.
Too much stock in what?
People demanding that you cam up. My position is, won't you cam up?
Oh, no. I'm not doing that because people demanding that. No, I can care less about that. No, I just want to do that just for, just for presentation in the show. I look at what Angry Man, Kevin Samuels, Donovan Sharp are doing. I think they put on a good program. I like the look of it. So that's sort of what I want to go for. It ain't about camming up just to say, hey, look at me. I want to I want to do it for quality of the show. That's where I'm at with it.
It's interesting because a lot of people come at me with that, and my position is, well, won't you cam up?
Yeah.
Well, look at your cheap suit. Well, nigga, will come on with your suit.
I'd like to say something real quick. I'm gonna have to back down. And I shouldn't even have to say this, but I want to say it to all the Black women who are doing what they're supposed to do, to the physically fit and those sisters in pursuit of their physical fitness, to the feminine, cooperative, convivial, and submissive Black women. I salute you. I took my children to a really nice restaurant. It's called Beef and Bottles. They have this mafia type vibe. The lights are real dim, a lot of wood furniture. And we were sitting there, and it was me and my son and my daughter. And across the way, there was a table of about 4 Black women. 3 of them were overweight. 1 was in shape. The 3 that were overweight, they had various different types of hair hats on their head. And there was one sister that was there. She was physically fit. She looked very nice. I was so tempted to walk up to the table and do this. But I know tables would have been turned over if I did, so I didn't do it. But I wanted to walk over to the table. I wanted to look that attractive, physically fit, appearingly feminine Black woman in her face, and I wanted to tell her, thank you. I wanted to walk right up to her with her friend sitting there and say, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for being in shape. Thank you for rocking your natural hair. No one's telling you to come out of the house looking like Florida Evans, even though there's nothing wrong with Florida Evans, but I'm not saying you have to have an afro, but style the hair that grows out of your head. These are the things Black women take such offense to. I wanted to say thank you. Thank you for wearing a dress in public. Thank you for being able to wear a dress in public. I thought about doing it. I sat there. My children were even talking to me, and I kind of ignored them. And they said, Dad, Dad, Dad. And I was like, oh. And then I got back into conversation with them. But I wanted to walk over to their table and just tell that attractive, appearingly feminine Black woman, thank you. Maybe we need to start doing that as Black.
Look, Big Nate.
Yes, sir.
Hey, can I say something, Bernard?
Hold on,
say something.
Eagle Eye. Okay, I'm messing up your name.
I just wanted to say
we gotta let Eagle Eyes say go, and then you got it full circle.
I just wanted to say to Lil Big Nate, for the last few years, man, I have found myself actually doing that.
Wow.
When I see, but I don't have kids around. I'm by myself. So I found myself actually complimenting feminine, natural Black women that look like they're doing something. I've actually found myself doing that a few times.
Wow, that's awesome, bro. I salute you for that. That's awesome.
Yeah, and one thing, Complex and Game Changer Game Changer was on Complex's show, and they was basically talking about that the concept of spending time highlighting the sisters that get it right versus just coming after those that get it wrong. So it is something to be said about that.
What would have happened to the women? What would have happened to her when the other women at that table jumped on her? Because as soon as I walk away from that table, everything is it's over. The ambiance for the night, their ability to talk to each other, it's a wrap. What you're not realizing is the other 3 women, what effect would that have had on them and their attitude? That's the thing.
Right on. Full circle. You've been waiting patiently. Go ahead. You got the floor, man.
All right. Thank you, sir. Shout out to the panel. Can you hear me, Bernard?
Yeah, we hear you good.
Thank you. My question is to you, Nate. Shout out to you. This is not a battle. This is pretty much just a question one-on-one.
Sure.
You say you have a son and a daughter, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me ask you this. We're the prize, correct?
Yes, sir.
Somewhat,
Absolutely.
okay. We're taught that we're the prize. When you're out with your son, what do you teach your son? What do you show your son?
I appreciate you asking me that. Years ago, I was on my Hotep shit, okay? And, I've always been, I'm still pro-Black, just not the way most people.
Wait, hold on. Before you answer that question, that was a very vague question. You said when you're out, what do you teach your son? What I want
If
you
you
to
want me to be more specific, he just gave an
explain.
example. He
Yeah,
just
what are
gave an example. Bernard, let me answer that. Let me explain. He was at
okay?
a restaurant. He just gave an example that he was at a restaurant with his son and his daughter. It could be a
Okay.
restaurant. It could be anywhere. It could be Disneyland, an amusement park. When he's approaching women, like he said, the sisters in their natural hair or not, I was wondering, what is he teaching his son when he's out? And it is what it is. Placing any type of giving an example, placing judgment. What is he teaching his son? Is he teaching them the pros and the cons, the do's and the don'ts? Because he's gonna be our age one day. That's pretty much, if that explains it for you, is what I'm asking.
Absolutely. Now, I divorced my ex-wife in 2004. I've had full custody of my children for 17 years. My daughter went to go live with her mother 2 years ago, but my son's still with me. And when I genuinely wanted my son to grow up to want to be with a black woman. Again, this is like 15, 14, 13 years ago. So when I would be watching TV with him, this is what I used to do. I used to say, son, look at her. Whenever there was an attractive, feminine black woman with her natural, how sisters do with the afro puffs, the curls or whatever, I would say, son, look at how beautiful she is. Look at her. He'd be playing with his toys on the floor or whatever. He'd look up. He wouldn't pay much attention. But I kept doing it till he got into his 11, 12, 13. He started doing it to me. He started saying, Daddy, look at her. By the time he's 13, he loves Beyonce and he loves how she looks and he's bragging that that's his girlfriend and stuff like that. But, I always wonder, I heard Kay Michelle when she was talking to Derrick Jackson complain about her son dating white women. And I thought to myself, I said, Miss Michelle, you should be happy your son is dating women at all with a mother like you as his example. Be glad he's not getting bent over some dude's couch and getting railroaded by him. I mean, let's be serious. Your mother is Kay Michelle. She goes on TV messing with all these men. She had a stint as a lesbian on these reality shows. Her attitude, the fighting. Be glad he likes women at all. Okay, but of course, Derrick Jackson's not going to say that to him. I'm going to say that to him, and that's where the table flipping over and everything comes from. But what I taught my son, I would show him examples on TV of beautiful black women to the point he started pointing them out to me. And now at 22 years old, he seeks out the company of black women and, Latina women too, but primarily black women. So that's the answer to the question, John.
Interesting. Right. Interesting. SKC in the building. What's going on?
Yeah, I just heard something real quick while I was working and hearing stuff. But what's up to everybody? But man, you my boy, right? I just wanted to ask you a question real quick, man, and just give me your own summation. Has it gotten so bad to where black men have to compliment black women who are actually acting like women on acting like women?
You talking to me?
Yeah. Is it gotten to that point, and is it necessary to compliment someone on being what they're biologically supposed to be?
I think with me, SKC, it's about recognition. Look, if I was a black woman and you're torn between these two worlds. This world telling you that you're perfect, that you should have body positivity at 230 pounds, that your attitude is completely fine. You're part of the larger sisterhood of America. You have that. And then you have the reality of your aunts all being overweight and alone, your sisters all being overweight and alone, every woman overweight and alone and miserable. You constantly fall out of favor with each other. Every 6-8 months, you're friends, you're not friends. Do you know the majority of the people that told me they have problems with black women are black women? It's not anybody else but them over the years of my conversations with different acquaintances. I see it as a way to give them, just to give them some recognition. Look, in a world where 80% of them have some other woman's hair sewn in their head, you've taken the time and the level of patience it takes. You've woken up 45 minutes early and you did your hair. I appreciate that. You're working
okay.
out.
Okay.
It's just an
That
appreciation.
sounds great, man. I'm gonna do the same thing for all the other women too. Then,
Yo, can I jump in here right quick? Can y'all hear me? Can I
because
jump in
other
right
women
quick?
do it too, right?
Go ahead,
Let me
Archie.
jump.
We'll go to,
Let me jump in here right quick. It is
Officer Faulkner.
extremely important to let Black women who are doing what they're supposed to do know that what they're doing is appreciated and they look good doing it.
Absolutely.
Black women are faced with, and I'm not trying to cape for them or nothing like that, but I have witnessed firsthand Black women get peer pressure from other Black women to gain weight. I've noticed firsthand Black women tell other Black women what we as Black men like. They think they know what we like better than we fucking do. So it's important for us. So when we see something we like,
Archie?
yeah, man. I was.
Thank you for washing your hands.
Yeah, I was with. No, I'm serious.
Wiping your behind.
I was serious, but you don't
Thank you for
understand
taking care of yourself and putting oil on your skin.
You don't understand the pressure they get from other Black women to gain weight. You don't know. I'm dead serious. You don't understand what the other pressure Black women put on them. Don't nobody like nobody like bones or all the other shit they say.
Thank you for not being a fat butter hog.
Well, yeah, but they're getting pressure by their other women.
It is a literal thing with somebody that I know very close to home who who a woman who's lost a lot of weight. You know, she's lost like 40 pounds. And her friend, who she was, formerly fat with, is hounding her, saying, "Oh, you don't gotta lose that weight for no man. The man that's really meant for you, he gonna love you for who you are. He gonna take you. She's doing okay. Somebody got real bad background. Somebody got. I don't know if that was Archer. I don't know who that was.
No, that wasn't me. I heard it too. It wasn't me.
Okay, somebody. Hopefully that's muted up. But no, she's getting a lot of pushback from the friend, and even the friend's mom is saying the same thing. They're trying to convince her that she don't need to lose weight for this guy. Now, mind you, that this guy, according to this woman, the best guy she ever been with, treating her really good. He just wanted her to lose some weight,
Yeah.
And she's losing the weight, and she's looking good, and she's getting pushback from the friends, from a friend who want her to stay fat. Now, keep in mind, when this woman was with guys who treated her like crap, the friend didn't really, didn't have all that much to say. She's still trying to have the slow motion wait and exhale hug parties with her now and shit.
That's
Whoa. Thank you for not having resting bee face.
It's because
but you don't understand.
Go ahead, Obsidian. What'd you say?
It's because misery loves company of its own kind.
Right,
exactly. Black women.
What's up, everybody? Y'all hear me?
A lot of them. There's
I've literally heard
Black women.
I've literally heard a mother tell her daughter, and I was sitting right there, and I snapped the fuck out. No, you need to gain weight because men don't like that skinny shit. I told her mother, who the fuck are you to tell us what we like? And why would you tell your daughter to get fat? Like,
hey, she birthed you. She can tell you whatever she wants. She birthed you.
All right, go ahead, Charles Faulkner. You got the mic. What's going on?
Woo, what's up? See,
what's up?
See, one of these things you need to do. Yes, you need to compliment women who are looking right and keeping themselves in shape. Fuck anybody who opposes it. Sorry. One, when women compliment me walking out the gym, you look great. Hey, that's motivation. And sometimes you got to get motivation where you can. You got to get motivation where it comes. Number one, and here's number two. The reason why you have a lot of women who shame other women into being fat is because when you're not competitive, it's like trying to go for the Olympic gold medal in wrestling and you're in the championship. You think you're going to get to the championship finals without training? Good luck with that. So you're going to have to be more feminine. You're going to have to be more positive. Yes, you should compliment her on her femininity. Yes, because guess what? The more pressure you put on women to be feminine, the more they're going to do it. But we also have to realize the other variable in the equation is the thirsty nigga. A lot of niggas talk a lot of shit,
But because their dick has a brain of its own and they lead with that, how many dudes will say, I'm gonna fuck this? And then next thing you know, they still fucking pretty big up and chasing around the big girl. Or the fucking chick who has the attitude of sandpaper.
Girl,
how many motherfuckers go out there rewarding bad behavior?
I think, you know, and I said this to Obsidian once, you know, I've been coming here for 2 years, you know, learning about, you know, finding black men who think like I do. And there's a group of black men here that have said, you know, fuck black women. They put their middle finger up. They're on their way out the door. I want nothing to do with you. Those men have every right to feel the way they feel. We know how horrible the situation is with many American black women, but there's also a group of black men that hope to have a relationship or some type of interaction beyond just a friendship with ADOS black women and black women in the diaspora. And for those black men, you know, I don't see a problem with making the problems to black women aware. There is literally no other place they can get the truth. And I've asked this question on a few panels now for the past few weeks. Is there any other place that black women can go where they can hear unhindered truth about the problems there are with in our relationships with them? Is there anywhere they can hear the truth besides this place?
Not really. Not a whole lot of places telling you the truth.
That's scary. That's terrifying.
It's not just terrifying. It's the fact that, look, a parent's job is to make sure their child surpasses them. When your mother says you need to gain weight, why? Because they got this backwards ass country thinking. And the black community, women do not dress to compete for men, they dress to compete with each other.
That's true.
So when you actually boil it down to what the fuck's going wrong, it's like Sigmund Freud would ask, tell me about your mother. I've dated women who got all kinds of issues. Why should I work out? Because it's the best version of you. Do you want to live long? Do you want to look great? Go to a gym. But yet, when women are not stupid creatures, they're smarter than what we give them credit for. If you keep looking for the Instagram model with the big ass and big tits, guess what she's going to do? She's going to blow her fucking income tax refund check on getting ass shots. She's going to do all this, she's going to do all this shit because guess what? You're not saying what you want. Closed mouths don't get fed. Hit dogs holler. Guess what?
Well,
if you don't have a standard of saying this is the type of woman I want and sticking to it, you're gonna get trash.
All right. Good shit, Charles Faulkner. Let's see. We got Joe in the building. What's going on, Joe? Joe, are you there? You've been waiting patiently. Okay, there you go. You unmuted. Go ahead. You got the mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, what's going on? Yeah. No, I see me. I'm at like a crossroads now because I'm kind of seeing like both sides of it. I went to White Castle today, right? And went to the window and was being, you know what I'm saying, polite and all that type of stuff. Bad customer service, for no reason. I had one of the Coke instead of orange. So we ain't got no Coke. We ain't got no Coke. I'm just thinking to myself like, I'm like what this like, bro, like it's incredible. Like how you have an attitude for no reason. Then it's like I kind of see like, cause like I say my Gil and stuff like that, but it's at a point now, man. I'm just seeing how much vitriol and how much hate it is for us, bro. I'm at a point now, bro. I'm numb to it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I go on Instagram and just see the way we just constantly talked about in a negative light, bro. It's just like, bro, I can't even describe the feeling. That's what it's like. It's getting, bro, I just numb. But there's something else I was thinking about too. We always talk about like exceptions to the rule, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm tired of talking about exceptions to the rule because the overwhelming majority is, bro, done for. Done.
Hey Bernard, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Were you done, Joe?
No, I just wanted to say another thing too.
Yeah, go
Like
ahead. You can get
this
next, Eagle Eyes.
this whole sisterhood thing, man, is bringing the black community to its knees, bro. Like even as far as like the ones who speak out and say something, they get attacked like it ain't nothing. I'm gonna keep it brief. I was on Instagram yesterday, and the girl made a post. And she was saying, we had a Black Lives Matter protest, but as soon as that stopped, we got right back to attacking black men and stuff like this. And I was just thinking, like, damn, now this had 10,000 comments on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm scrolling through the comments just looking. Everything is, oh, you a pig me, or you need to shut up and worry about us instead of men and all that. I'm just thinking, I'm like, bro, it disgusted me, bro. I'm just, man, I can't even describe it.
Bro, what I tell the black men that will listen to what I have to say, I tell them to walk away. Now, I'm not necessarily saying walk away from all black women, but you have to walk away from Black American female culture, and every black woman that participates in it advocates for it and promotes it. And that's 80% of them. 80% of them think the same. I mean, their responses are all the same. You're dusty, you're broke. This from the smartest women in the country. Okay, I got you. The insult, it's to the point, it's lunacy. These women, I've thought about starting a channel and the approach I should take if I'm going to be in the Blessed Manosphere, and it's like I'm still trying to figure that out. Brothers, just walk away. You don't necessarily have to walk away from all black women, but if she espouses the toxic, horrible doctrine of leftist and feminist ideology, you leave her alone. The minute she says my body, my choice, you run. The minute she says I'm a boss bitch, you run. You run in the opposite direction. When my son was, I'll tell the story and I'm done. I'm going to back down. When my son was starting to get interested in women, I said, son, it was like he was 14, 15. I said, the first thing you want to do, son, is you want to look at her social media. At the time, it was Instagram and Vine. I said, you look at them. And if she's has inappropriate content, if she's cursing, if she's saying sexual things, if she has nasty videos up, I said, son, you walk away from her. There's nothing you can do with her. That's been my phrase a lot of times. If I deal with a black woman, I just come to the determination that, look, there's just nothing I can do with her. So my son, nowadays, he's 22. He'll come to, I'll ask him, he'll bring up a girl he's talking to. Something. I say, well, son, what happened to old girl you were talking to? He said, Dad, there's nothing I can do with her.
All right, we about to go to Eagle Eyes. Nuruddin says, hey, Bernard, SKC. Hey, Obsidian, did you get the story that I sent you about those Philadelphia Queens fighting at Fort Lauderdale and Smiling? I believe I got it. I don't believe I watched it. But thank you for the super chat. I'll check that out later. Thank you for the
Can I ask y'all a question?
That. And also, we got to go to Eagle Eyes. But also, Nuruddin says, stop, Martin, start packing. Open up your options. Thank you for the super chat. I don't know exactly what you meant right there, but Eagle Eyes, you got the mic. I know I'm far away from the mic. Hopefully y'all can hear me pretty well. But Eagle Eyes, you got the mic. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. To Joe's point. No, I'm sorry, not to Joe's point. I get back to Joe's point after I say this. I was out on the beach yesterday, and I saw a young lady with her mother, and this girl could have been a teenager, beautiful young black girl, could have been a teenager. I didn't approach, but I was tempted to go because she was wearing her natural hair. The mom was wearing her natural hair. I was so tempted to go over to them and say, ladies, black ladies, keep doing what you're doing. Now, the mother was hella overweight, but the young girl, the young teenager, I assume, was gorgeous. And I was so tempted to go over and say, young lady, and to her mother, keep that natural beauty. Don't let these women persuade you to put somebody else's hair on your head. Because men such as myself, which I consider a successful man, that's what we're looking for. We are looking for natural beauty, femininity. Now we can put up with some makeup here and there. Hey, everybody deserves the right to enhance yourself to a certain degree. But once you start going way left field and going to the extreme, when you start competing with other women, when you as a lady now you're more concerned about competing with other women more so than what the man wants, that's a problem. That's a problem. So then to Lil Joe's point, Joe, as a successful black man, brother, we are winning. We are, in my opinion, we are winning. When I sat out on the beach yesterday, all I did was sat out on the beach, set up my little camp, and watched the women like fish come around me from all cultures coming to check me out. Oh, I didn't even have to chase. I just sat back. And sure enough, not bragging or anything like that, when I left the beach, I left with a phone number of a nice looking chick. So we as successful black men, you winning. You winning.
Nuruddin, thank you for that super chat. And he corrected what he said. He said, stop marching, start packing. Get out of there. Get to the chopper.
Just a question real quick, Bernard.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it. That's the question because I'm halfway on mute handling something else. So go ahead. And hold on, I got another super chat coming through. Appreciate everybody coming through on the super chat. Let's see. We got Sir Tice says, who is you to tell us what the fuck to put in our hair? Okay. Yeah. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. I agree.
and you supposed to say
Melody came through with another super sticker. Thank you, Melody. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming through, supporting the channel as you do. Let's see who else we got. I think that's it on the super chats. So go ahead, SKC. Go ahead, fire away, ask your question. I'm gonna be on mute for a second.
Been around the manosphere for a little while now, and I've seen almost painstaking attempts from brothers such as like Obsidian and Kevin Samuels, all throughout, Mr. Fantastic, others, Anger Man, just a large group that have been concerned with telling Black women the truth. And Little Big Nate and Charles Faulkner brought up that thought about, individuals, where can individuals go or Black women go to hear the truth? The question I have, particularly to Obsidian, after all of these years is, do you think they're interested in truth? Or is it a response like in Pontius Pilate style? What is truth?
Oh, they're interested. I'll tell you the reason why, if you want to know.
Please enlighten me.
Because they're getting their ass kicked. They ain't got no other choice. Coronavirus is messing them up. Shit that Harvey and Jackson and all these people tell them don't work. So they ain't got no other choice. Kevin has just revealed. Let me put it this way. You and I both are trekkers, so you'll understand this analogy. So you're out there in space, right? In your Federation starship, right? And you think it's just you by yourself out there. But then all of a sudden, a whole bunch of Romulan warbirds just come out of they decloak. Right? See, a lot of Black women are like Romulan warbirds. And see, Kevin has just gotten them to decloak themselves. They've always been around the Black manosphere. They've always been there. We just didn't see them. I mean, we saw a few here and there. You see a warbird here, a bird of prey there. You have a little skirmish. But there's an entire fleet of Romulan warbird Black female fuckery. And what Kevin has done is he has a device that dismantles the cloak. You see a whole armada of these. I was watching Star Trek Picard, and it got all these Romulans there in space. that you never saw before. See, before we only saw, you got a little bit over here, a little bit over there. You might get 2 or 3 here, 4 or 5 over there, something like that. But now we see the whole armada. And they've always been there.
So Obsidian, again, I posed the question to you. Are they really interested in truth, or are they just trying to capitulate because of a necessity?
Wait, hold your thought on that answer, Obsidian. Nick Penn, thank you for the super chat. And Nuruddin, thank you for coming through with another one. Says SKC, didn't they look act so cleanly? Oh, okay. You talked about that video that he sent. They was acting very cleanly. All right, go ahead, Obsidian. And somebody got real bad background noise.
Yeah, somebody got bad. Yeah. To answer your question, personally, I really don't give a shit. I'm like Hugh Hefner, right? So Hugh Hefner, this was a lot. Hugh Hefner had this big party. Everybody knows Hugh Hefner, Playboy guy. He had a big party at his mansion one time, right? So a reporter walked up to him and said, "Mr. Hefner, you do realize that all of these fresh, nubile women, they're just here because of all your money. They don't care anything about you. They're just here because you're famous and you're rich." You know what Hugh Hefner said to him without skipping a beat? Didn't lose his composure one bit. He said, "I don't care why they're here, only that they're here." So I don't give a shit why they're here. I just care that they're here. And Kevin has the device that can force them to decloak themselves. See, we didn't have that device before here. We would have to just deal with a Romulan warbird of prey decloaking here or there, and we have a skirmish with them, and they go back off and cloak themselves again. But Kevin has the device to decloak the entire Romulan armada.
Yeah, and I agree with you, and I give you kudos for that point. Heck, while they're here, they're here. But I think some a select few maybe may have the thought pattern of saying, "Yeah, I don't care why you're here. You're here. You're gonna hear this or whatever and whatnot. But I know why you're here. You're not interested in any damn truth. You're trying to see what's the best way you can get over because you don't have no option."
And I'm glad you brought that up, Supreme King Kong, because this is the other great thing I love about St. Kevin's show. The brothers love St. Kevin because they love it how he just socks it to them. Sock it to him. That's right. Tell that broad. Sock it to him. That's right. Brothers line up. They giving up OnlyFans money now. I saw a brother on this show last night drop $300 in a one big whop. Boom.
Yeah, I saw that too, Obsidian.
He just dropped it like it's hot. Bang. They giving up OnlyFans money now. So this is, see, I wonder if everybody's watching this. Brothers will pay, and I've long known this. Brothers will pay good money if you tell these broads the truth about themselves. They want to pay to hear brothers tell these broads about themselves. How the hell you want to talk shit and you're 300 pounds? My echo box said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" How the hell you going? How the hockey hell you going to talk cash shit and you tipping this? You broke the scale at 300
and left her husband.
Speaking of which, oh man, as a side point before you continue, I need a butter hog commercial.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Butter hogs. I gotta think of something. But yeah, we can do that. We can actually absolutely do that. See, that's the thing about Kevin's show that's so great. Brothers will pay good money to hear Kevin in his inimitable style. He's nice and he's coiffed really well, and he's immaculate, and he's so nice. And he'll tell them broads about themselves. Brothers are like, "God damn it, I got to put 500 on that motherfucker. To sock it to him, Kevin. Sock it to her. Good. Brothers like that. I've known that. I used to do that. People say, "Why you always talking about Feminist Jones?" Because brothers want to hear me sock it to her. That's why. They want to hear me sock it to that Millennium Falcon butt broad. You're good. Let me pay you another 100. Good.
So the audience is saying it's worth the money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is a quantifiable measure of just how many brothers have had it up to here with black female fuckery.
And if you think about it, sitting, you have all these guys that, because of situations at work or whatever, they can't get this stuff out and not have their lives just.
Oh, they dare not say it. They dare not. They dare not.
Interesting.
They dare not go there. They do that. Oh my God, they'd be fired. They'd be fired, unceremoniously dismissed. I have a guy, one of my good friends, Paul Carrick Brunt. This is before he moved. Now he lives in the UK, but this is when he was still living in the States. And this is a couple years ago. So him and I chopping it up. He said, by the way, man, let me tell you about something that happened about a week ago. He had a dinner party at his crib. And one of the guys that was invited, he's a straight IBM blue guy. You know what I'm talking about. Blue pinstripe suit, corporate guy, the whole bit. And so when the lady, how you at a dinner party and everybody's with their spouse or significant other, and at one point in the dinner party, the guys go to the den and the ladies go in the kitchen. You know what I'm talking about. So at that point, this guy goes to my buddy Paul and said, listen, let me talk to you for a minute. He said, look, he almost whispered it. He said, listen, man, do you know a guy named Obsidian? And Paul said, oh, yeah, that's a good friend of mine, man. Yeah, what's going on? He said, man, I really like his podcast, but I can't listen to it on the job, obviously. So I listen to it on the way into work, and then I go to work, and then I come back out for lunchtime, and I just drive around. He doesn't even take lunch. He just drives around listening to the podcast, then he go back into work. Now, this is the interesting point. When he's driving on the way back home, he's listening to the podcast, right? So he really hits the nail on the head, and I love it. And then he goes up in his driveway, right? And he sits there for another hour listening because he can't go in the house and listen to it because his wife would get upset. And his wife comes to the door like, why are you sitting there in the driveway? I'll be in a minute. I'll be in a minute. And he finished listening to it. Then he go in the house. Now, I've got black men like that. I've had that for years. They will never call into the show. They will never make, they leave comments in the comment section or the chat room. They'll never do it. They only email me directly and write checks. And we know what they tell me? This is for years. Obsidian keeps saying that. I wish to God I could tell that bitch on the job what to do with her so I can't do it. Please keep saying it.
And Obsidian, you remember back in the day when I was doing that contract work, a few buildings from my place, and
oh yeah,
I'll have those guys that would come in the office, and they would just sit there and listen. And the reason why is because it's so many things they wanted to tell these black women at the job, but they would just lap it up whenever you would have it on your show, man. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of black men in what I call respectable. We all know the deal. Doctor, lawyer, Indian chief. You get the idea. A lot of black men in respectable jobs. They thinking the same thing I'm thinking. They just can't say it. And they quietly go and pay me to say it. But now you're seeing Kevin, brothers putting it on the wood over there on Kevin's show after dark. They putting $300, $500, $100 a whop. Yeah, sock it to him. Matter of fact, you know what? We should just call it the Sock It To Him show. You remember Johnny Sacco and the Flying Robot? They just sock it to him. Same thing here. Kevin, you just socking it to these bros. Just sock it to him. Good.
Maybe it's like going to a prize fight where you see someone just whoop up on somebody.
I'm gonna tell you how good it was, man.
Hold on, real quick. Hold your thought, Eagle Eyes. Dollar Washer came through with another super chat. That's like 5 today, I think. He said, Parquet's got iPhones, Hyenas got tablets. They do searching for Wikipedia, if OnlyFans, etc. They choose dysfunction, they get the horns. And also, my man Brian McLaughlin says, great Star Trek reference, Obsidian. And yes, Star Trek is better than Star Wars. #Trekker. I'm behind
by far.
Trek. Yeah, I know it's better than Star Wars. I just haven't seen all of it. I got to get caught up on Star Trek. I'm trying. But Counselor Murray came through with a super chat. He says his intro song is perfect. It's called Good Lies. Yeah, I love that song. And that's all they've been told their whole life. Good lies. Absolutely. And also, I think that's it right there. Thank you very much. Everybody who hit the super chat, Eagle Eyes, you got the floor, you got the mic.
To Obsidian's point, it's some good entertainment to hear what these black women are doing. I stayed up last night. I couldn't believe it. I said, well, let me just check out a few little streams, and I came across Kevin's stuff. I think I ended up watching, if not the whole, or maybe two, because my mouth was wide open. I could not believe some of the stuff I was hearing. So yeah, it's amazing what you hear on what they're doing, with what the females are doing.
Yeah, but just let the narrative, the pre-manosphere narrative go. Black men ain't shit. They just left their families. They just walked out. They just did this. They just did that. They didn't want to take care of their kids. They step up to their responsibility and this or that, and the whole works. But no, we're hearing the other side. So that's why I definitely look at Kevin Samuels' show as not the final stage, but definitely a mission accomplished for one phase of this thing. Like it's definitely good.
Grief, Bernard.
What?
Someone sent me, I told you I get all these emails, man. Somebody sent me this story. I don't know if somebody did it already. They probably did.
Share it.
They said police issue warrant for a Louisiana woman who's 29. She shot her boyfriend 7:30 in the morning on Saturday because he refused to argue with her.
Man, I heard I saw it on Instagram. She shot him because he didn't argue with her. This is a real thing. They shot that man.
Officer Faulkner, you ever got a domestic call where you had to show up to somebody's house to de-escalate a man being shot because he wouldn't argue?
Good grief.
That is horrible.
I shot him because he wouldn't argue with me.
See, and this is the thing right here. We keep acting like black women operate on a regular mental level. I don't care what nobody say. If you're a black woman in America, you automatically diagnosed with a mental illness. Anybody who talk about colorism but wear makeup that's not the color of their skin has a mental illness. Anybody that get pregnant, abort the baby, then somehow blame the man, it's a mental illness. Like we got to stop acting like they normal. They the furthest thing from normal.
Those that do exactly what you described, it's something not mentally right about that. But I don't go that far.
That's the majority, though.
I know some people go that far to say all being black women. I don't go that far, but some of them do engage in some stuff that, by definition, you have to damn near call it mentally ill. Yeah.
I mean, I don't like to argue anyway, and at all. But who wants to argue at 7:30 in the morning?
Fellas, I gotta bring this point up again. I brought it up, I believe, on MOT's stream one day. Have you guys seen the black family and the white family? There was a black mom with two daughters got in an argument at the grocery store, and the black mom was saying she was gonna whoop some ass, and they were out there arguing and fighting. But the white lady ended up putting a gun in her face. You guys saw that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, this is my point. The black woman was staring down the barrel of a loaded gun in her face, and guess what she did? Continued to argue and be confrontational with a loaded gun in her face.
Well, if we're talking about the same story, in the mind of the black woman that was involved with that, she was fighting against racism. That was her story. Like look how racist they are. Oh my God. And even though you can clearly see that they were the aggressors. Shout out to Trader MBD. He covered that and it went viral. He got I don't know where it's at now. It was at 35,000, 40,000 views or something like that last time I saw it. But yeah, he covered that story and it went viral. So yeah, shout out to MBD for that. But yeah, that shit is crazy. See, she stood in it because she was fighting against oppression. That was the logic right there.
Man, I mean, Eagle Eyes, it goes further than that. Right here in Houston, the chick that shot that dude in the head on Facebook.
I missed that one.
Yes.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah, she lied
That was a
to
while ago.
911 that she shot him. She said he shot himself, and then
Oh,
she tried to wash off and scrub off the gun residue. and shot the dude in the head. He's in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. Can't see out his left eye. And she got out in 6 months.
I got two daughters, fellas. I got two black daughters, and I've been telling them, listen, you are a woman. Don't you dare think about fighting a man. Don't do it. That's not going to end up well for you. And I'm been teaching them femininity and mainly compete. Get your shit together and compete. Because if you trying to be like your friends and compete with your girlfriends, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Man. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I got to get back at it. Y'all enjoy, man. Peace out.
Yeah.
I did want to jump in on that Fox Soul piece that you talked about earlier.
Oh yeah. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get on that one then.
Yeah. See, the problem that a lot of people might have with that, so they look at that and say, well, how can these women jump all over 50 Cent for what they perceive as him kind of snubbing black women for non-black women, when in truth it's not like that, but that doesn't matter because a lot of black women in fact don't matter. So how can they do that, then turn around and say black love with a black woman with a non-black guy? Now, so once again, you have to understand the context of the Negro psychology. In this case, the psychology of the Black American, Afro-American Negress. See, in the minds of a lot of black women, black love means a black woman and any other guy that she's with. That's black love. That's what that means. Now, see, Oprah Winfrey had a series a couple years ago called Black Love, and they also featured black women with non-black men. That's black love.
Hold on, wait. Go back. Say that again. Say that. What happened?
A few years ago on the Oprah Winfrey Network, there was a series called Black Love, and they featured at least one, if not several, black women that had non-black significant others, husbands, boyfriends, what have you. But that was still considered black love because black women. See, a black man cannot have a non-black woman and it still be considered black love. That's not black love. But a black woman can have, matter of fact, a black woman can be a lesbian and have a non-black woman. That's still black love.
Right. Right.
Wow.
Right. That's a double standard.
Because to be pro-black means to be pro-black woman.
Wow.
And you're really seeing it right there on Fox Soul. I mean, that's not a swirling network. I mean, it's a network to put together that's supposed to be for black people with a black, narrative, so to speak. And yeah, and you're seeing a lot of things that's said here that being pro-black is pro-black woman. You're seeing it there. You're seeing it there all day.
And the reason why that is because in the minds of many black women, and to be fair, there's a lot of black men who believe this. Black women are, you hear this term, the backbone of the community, and that sort of thing is a major. I mean, as much as we try to argue back and forth over gynocracy and all, and I don't make a big deal out of it, because to me it's a fait accompli. The Black American society is a de facto matriarchy, gynocracy, whatever word you want to use. And to me, I don't see the point in arguing over it because it's already a fait accompli. So I don't see the point in going back and forth over the question. It's a question that's already been answered. The question becomes now, where do we go from here? Not whether it is a gynocracy, it's not a gynocracy, whether it is a matriarchy, it's not a matriarchy. I mean, sociologists and anthropologists, they've already sussed this all out. Going back all the way back to E. Franklin Frazier in the early part of the 20th century. I mean, come on. He was a famous, black, very famous black academic. So, I mean, that's all been hashed out. The question becomes, where do we go from here? And, here I want to give a shout out to Uncle David Carroll. He rightly points out a lot of black women don't want to deal with the consequences of their leadership. They were the ones who told the world, I don't need no man. I'm strong, independent, don't need no man. I could be a mama and a daddy to my kids, and so forth. Well, now we're reaping the benefits of that policy. And black women clearly don't like it. But who set that policy in motion? See, if you accept the idea that black men are weak, okay, fine. Fair enough. But yeah, but you still set the policy in motion. Black men are weak, and you set the policy in motion that fucked everything up. See, I'm willing to accept the argument that black men are weak. All right. But will black women accept the fact that their policy has fucked the black community up? Will they accept that? It's like certain people that come to me and say, Obsidian, you're not really good looking. That's the reason why the women don't really like you. I accept that, but will you accept that you have the mental acuity of a third grader? Will you accept that?
Yeah, Keith. Nah, well, me personally on that one, he says, Bernard, I can't exactly agree, man. If it had been the other way around and the black woman pulled a gun out on the white woman, we would be chastising the black woman for pulling the gun out, though. No, I wouldn't, just for the simple fact that if a black woman was trying to get in her car and some white women were standing in front of the door, blocking her from getting in, and then arguing her down, and then her husband got out the car to try to help her, and then they argued. The white women got in the face of a black man and argued him down, and then he walked off. They both got in the car, and the white woman went and got behind the car to stop them from leaving. If somebody's trying to stop you from leaving and all of that, now you can argue the legality of pointing a gun at somebody in that situation. I think legally, I don't know if they were in the right or wrong. But I wouldn't criticize a black woman in that exact situation. I would be criticizing the man. Really, that's what I criticize. The man should have been the one to hop out to handle that. The woman shouldn't have had to hop out with a gun, trying to be sister. The white woman trying to be sister soldier, handling the situation. It should have been the man handling it. But that's what I would be criticizing. I would not criticize somebody for defending themselves in that situation. But the question of legality of whether or not, I don't know if that was legal, because pointing the gun at somebody says a lot. I don't know, so I don't know if they had grounds to do that. That was
so what a lot of black women don't want to admit is that this all went down on their watch. This all went down on their watch. The beta male coons and Blackistan and all the rest of it, that all went down on their watch. Now, again, I will accept the premise that we have an overabundance of weak black men. I will accept that premise. But will they accept the fact that all of this went down on their watch and the community is fucked up as a direct result of them? Will they accept that? It's just like when you get certain dudes telling me that I'm a third stringer in the eyes of black women. I say, yes, I accept that. But will you accept that in the eyes of black women, you're like a third grader? See, they don't want to accept that part. See, I accept the part about me being a third stringer in the eyes of black women, but they don't want to accept being, having the equivalent of a room temperature IQ. See, they don't want to accept that. See, I accept that there are black men who just ain't got their act together. I accept. But will black women accept that the community looks like a fucking dystopian nightmare out of a sci-fi picture because of them? Will they accept that?
Yeah. We're going to revisit that when we'll probably because me and you originally were supposed to be dealing with the Fox Soul topic, and a lot of good topics was brought up today. So we're gonna retouch those and put a finer point on all of those. But right now I'm way past the point that I planned on going. So we're gonna call it right here. Definitely gonna touch on these again, so we'll be in context. Thank you, Eagle Eyes, for hopping on the panel today. And Keith, I saw you said you wanted the link. I saw that. I'm just now seeing that, and it ain't happening, bro. I got to go. But I'd like to thank everybody who came through, hit the like button, shared, subscribed, hit the super chat or the cash app. Appreciate all your brothers for supporting the show, keeping the wheels turning around here. I appreciate it. We will be back tomorrow. And oh man, you going on Mixler today?
I'm glad people asked. No, I've been laying low with this heat wave. I don't want to take a chance on doing multi-hour live streaming. That's a real taxing thing to the system, and I don't want to take a chance with that with plus 90 degree weather conditions. So I've just been laying low. The heat wave is supposed to break tomorrow with an estimated high of 86. And I am anticipating getting back on the air tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. Then Friday, we got the Obsidian versus the Love Industry, volume 12. And then Saturday, we will have the Saturday morning podcast. It's going to be just under 90, 89 degree estimated high. So that's the plan for the next 3 days.
Yeah, you gotta get something for your equipment. Some of them, I don't even know how it works, and I don't even know if I think you can do something where you can have, you know, some like a cool air where they might make noise if you're trying to get something to keep your equipment cool. I don't know how it works. But I don't know. We don't want your equipment to overheat. I remember somebody made a comment. We don't mind you in there sweating like a pig, but we don't want your equipment to overheat. That was pretty
and the reason why I actually own, because a number of people say, well, you ain't got AC. I actually own several air conditioners. I don't run them because of my old, work injuries. See, I can't sit in air conditioned rooms for very long before the bones start talking to me.
Oh yeah.
That'll tear me up, man. So I can do short bursts, 5-10 minutes, but I can't sit for hours in an ice cold air conditioner. That'll tear me up. So what I use instead is big wind machine fans. I can do that, but I can't do air conditioners. That's out. That'll tear me up, man. I'll be an addict.
All right. Well, with that said, on that note, we getting out of here. Peace, fellas. Thanks again.
Appreciate you, fellas.
Thank you.